$19.37 local delivery, plus 6 months special financing on all in-stock and custom orders. Change your mattress, change your life, and get 48 months special financing during the big 85th anniversary extravaganza on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
There's local politics, bud.
I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Get these clowns out of here.
Why would they do that?
You were having a freaking game.
Dude. It's a cocky bunch, man.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to, Victory Wednesday of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can still find us on 1250 and 930, also online, pr927fm.com, and watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. We hit the over 2K mark yesterday, so thanks to all of you. And if you have not subscribed yet and you're watching, hit that sub button, give us a like, and do the same on Facebook. We got a lot to talk about on this Wednesday because there's a lot going on. We are 53 hours away from kicking things off. East Carolina and Cincinnati Friday night in Cincinnati, and we will be with you 4 o'clock Friday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, taking you up to the kickoff. We'll have a fun Friday show, just as we did a couple of Fridays ago, leading you up to ECU BYU. So looking forward to that. We've also got basketball to recap about those friggin' Pirates with a win last night, 1-0. Mike Schwartz, undefeated in his tenure at East Carolina.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
Thank you, Mike. I want Mike and Mike to hit a frickin' Pirates in stereo. Great win last night. We'll talk about it. Pirates got down by 16, but they do what they do, no matter who the coach and players are. They don't get blown out a lot at home. They fight back, and we've seen a lot of comebacks in Minges and saw a great one last night. We will talk about that a lot on today's program with Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors. He'll join us coming up at 3:30. At 4:30, we'll talk to Patrick Mason from the Daily Reflector, covering Pirate Hoops, and also he'll be on the road in Cincinnati this weekend, so we'll talk to Patrick about it. Jeff Charles was on the call last night. Talked to Jeff briefly here in the Pirate Radio studios about Brandon Johnson and his performance from deep, and Jeff said he didn't really see that coming, and he asked Brandon about it after the game, so we'll get some insight on what Brandon Johnson had to say to Jeff Charles after the win last night. What a performance by BJ, Javon Small as well. So Jeff will break that down and get you ready for East Carolina and Cincinnati. And throughout today's show, we got a lot of audio to get to on our Flight by Yingling practice report. We've got Mike Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Harrell, also Mike Schwartz from last night, and some player interviews on the football side of things, including Noah Henderson, pre-Washington, and others. So we'll get to all that today. Busy show, fun show. Winning is a lot of fun, and the Pirates win one last night at home in Minges. Unfortunately, I was not there to see it, but Chandler did a life swap with me and sat with my folks. How was Section 213 last night, Chan man?
Section 213 was amazing. I have missed it. It's been a long, 7 months since we've been in Section 213. Didn't start the year in Section 213 last year. I do remember last year going to the opener in Minges Coliseum last year, And I actually got a video on. I had a memory pop up from where me, you, and Billy Weaver sat together.
Yep.
Those seats, courtesy of Brown and Wood at the time. But the crowd last night compared to the crowd in the opener last year was just like night and day. And I think I heard John Gilbert in the post-game celebration for Mike Schwartz's first celebratory locker room. I think he said there was like around 1,000 more fans at this opener than last year's, and it really was. There was a lot of gold. I know Mike Schwartz kind of preached that he wanted a gold out. The Pirates uniforms look good in gold. The fans in the lower bowl, the students, was a great show out. I know that he really wants these students to show out in Minji's each and every single night or day that they play, and they did show out yesterday, and all of Pirate Nation showed out. But it was great to be back in Section 213 with your mom and pops and some other folks in there too. It wasn't an empty section like we usually are used to it. There was actually some other people in there, but Minji's was rocking last night. It wasn't rocking early on in the game as the Pirates found themselves down 16 early with only 10 points in like 10 minutes in the first half. But defense clamps down. Brandon Johnson and Javon Small take over, and Mike Schwartz is 1-0.
What were your thoughts on the game last night? Let us know on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and we'll get your comments here on the show. So, again, prior engagement, Chandler. So, in the first half, I was just following the score app, basically. I didn't watch any of it. Was able to catch some of the second half and then finally watch, like, the last 10 minutes of the game. So, by the time I started watching, East Carolina had just about completed the comeback, got their first lead, and we're looking pretty good. But what happened, Pirates they cut it to 9 at the end of the first half. I say cut it to 9 because they were down by as much as 16. So what was going wrong in the first half that went right in the second frame for East Carolina to get the win?
I think there was just more rhythm and offensively. I don't think they could find a rhythm early on in the basketball game. They were missing shots that they should have made. There were some defensive breakdowns where they were getting some easy buckets underneath the basket. I did not know this, and we found out quickly when we entered Minji's Coliseum, but Mercer has a 7'2" guy, a big man under the basket.
Craig.
And let's see, what is his name?
Craig. Was it Craig? Or did I make that up?
David Craig.
Craig.
Yes, sir. David Craig, 7'2".
Craig, why are you so tall, Craig?
He only finished the night with 9 points.
He had him. Well, he must have had him early because all I heard about was this guy, and then when I saw him play, he didn't do too. He missed some bunnies and he had some blocks.
Yeah, he did. And I think that's what the Pirates went into halftime. with that kind of game plan for the second half is to clamp down on David Craig, who was a problem in the first half for the Pirates. But I tell you, there was a defensive momentum where the Pirates just found a way to kind of, clamp down, get stops, and then it kind of transitioned into offense, which when Mike Schwartz got here, he wanted to clamp down on defense. He really wanted this team to kind of, hang their hat on defense and then transition that into offense. And I think that's what you saw in the second half. And just Javon Small made a step-back three, which I think kind of sparked everything in the second half. But Aluji got some more time. He didn't start yesterday, but he did get some time and made some great defensive plays under the basket. But Pirates just were able to find a rhythm offensively and start making their shots, get some stops on defense. And I think it all starts with that momentum that they got right before the buzzer at the halftime, where they had like 3 steals in a row. Pirates were able just like that to get 6 points. And I kept telling your dad, I was like, if we can cut this to single digits, then we're in this thing.
How many times have me, you, or my dad said that?
It's anybody's ball game.
Look, if they can get this to 11, if they can get this to 7, just get this to 5. It seems like we're always climbing up the hill, but it was good to see the Pirates get up that hill and get the lead and hold on to it. Christian says defense wins championships. Talk about how he started defending the three-point line. He said much better rebounding in the second half as well.
Absolutely, and because they were able to get some offensive rebounds. It says second chance points for Mercer was 16, and I think a lot of that came in the first half, and that, Pirates were able to get on the glass and get some rebounds and stuff like that. So, but Pirates just that tells you a great. Mike Schwartz was able to go in at halftime, make the adjustments that he needed, and then Pirates were able to come out and kind of start shooting better and playing better defense, and they got the job done.
Brandon Manning says the coach is intense. He said we also have
oh my gosh,
the best hype man on the bench with a James Harden type beard.
I know exactly who he's talking
Okay.
about. I don't know his name, but I know exactly who he's talking about. I did see him up and about and being very excited most of the time. But Mike Schwartz, not like a Joe Dooley, who's more kind of sitting down or not standing. He stands up and
Joe's pretty intense.
Joe's intense, but
He was intense.
Mike Schwartz is constantly moving around. He's got the Steve Logan crouch where he's like crouching down most of the time. Got upset a few times. There was one time he was just mad as fire. I believe there was some missed charge calls. There was actually a few last night, and one of them he was very upset. But, yeah, Mike Schwartz very passionate in his first game for the Pirates.
Mike P., fashion analysis, says he liked the white quarter zip and gray pants that the staff had last night. All right, Mike. Look good, coach good, feel good, play good, all that. Mike P. also says Chandler is right. The offensive rhythm, once they got that, they look much better. Defense seemed to be somewhat solid throughout. And can't say enough, and boy, this was great to see Brandon Johnson and Javon Small be the guys. And the player with the third most minutes last night was R.J. Felton, who was in the starting lineup and was able to get in the stat sheet and hit a big three late in the game where the Pirates had some great rotation, extra pass, find the open man, knock down the three. That was a big shot. So those are your returners, along with Luigi, who played just about 9 minutes. But to have those guys be your leaders, I mean, that is huge because Mike Schwartz didn't recruit him. He didn't bring him in. But he said the 2 visits here to Pirate Radio that those guys bought in right away and became their leaders. And they are in their second year in the program, still younger guys. But now these newcomers are going to have to follow them. And you've seen it where newcomers would come in that were recruited by this coach, and jealousy would form from the guys that were there before and all that stuff. But that's not the case because your leaders are the guys that were here a year ago when Mike Schwartz wasn't here. Brandon Johnson and Javon Small, but Brandon Johnson looked like a different guy.
He put up some threes yesterday.
I asked Jeff this, like, did we know this was a thing, Brandon Johnson? And I guess Jeff said that Brandon told him right after the season last year he started practicing outside shots and extending his range, and it showed off last night. He took 6 threes. He made 3 of them, and it's just something we didn't expect to see. He had 7 rebounds, 24 points for Brandon Johnson last night. And Javon Small, Jeff echoed something I've been saying. He said Javon looked very tentative last year, and I agreed. I said that numerous times last year that when the game was in doubt, it just seemed like he was nervous to make a mistake. But when the game wasn't on the line, he played he was relaxed and played without pressure and looked like a good basketball player. Well, last night, it was balls to the wall. It was no intimidation at all.
Nope. Confidence.
Just straight confidence. He showed it with the crossover step back 3, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Gave me chills.
He yoked on a dude.
Baseline.
He like a different player.
Yeah.
And it was awesome to see.
I think he's just taking that role. And that's probably something Mike Schwartz came in here and said, hey, we need you back here. We need you to take over that leadership role and to show these guys the ropes for ECU basketball. And, man, what a great start for Javon Small last night. He had the workload last night for the Pirates. He played almost the whole game, only 3 minutes off from playing the whole game. He had the workload last night, 8 for 14 from field goal range. 3-point, 3 of his 3-pointers, one of them being that step back, which was nasty. And then he was awesome at the line, only missed 1 at the line, 4 for 5 there. But Javon Small really off to a great start this year. And if he's going to be that guy, that's a good way to get started in the Mike Schwartz era.
All right, Alex says the hype man on the bench is Reggie Williams, former Bobcat. or a former Hornet.
Okay, that's not who I thought it was last night, but
That's what Alex said.
Okay.
By the way, when I went to Minji's Madness, I said, well, that guy's our best player. He was just raining threes. Unfortunately, he's not a player. He's a part of the staff.
He's the Bobcats legend.
I don't think he missed a three-pointer when they were shooting around at Minji's Madness. Christian says he loved how they started to double down on Craig, causing him trouble underneath the basket. Joe says, look at three-point percentages in the first half. Mercer was on fire. He says, Adam says, Clip, does this one game change your mind on the win total for this year? Nah, I had ECU.
Yeah, what, 14, 13 wins?
I think I had 12. Yeah, let me see a little bit more. But that was a quality win last night. Mercer is going to win some games this year. But just for the Pirates to win their first, get some confidence was absolutely awesome. Jack Dover says, Alugi is my spirit animal. JR said, did anybody expect 150-plus points to be scored? I did not. No, JR, I did not either. What
was the over-under? Was it at like 144?
It couldn't have been that high. But, yeah, I did not expect that many points. Alex said, wait, it could be Keith Pugh. I was just assuming Reggie, my fault. So if you know who the bearded hype man on the bench was, please let us know.
I love a good hype man on the bench.
You got to have it, man. The bench is a huge part of college basketball. To provide energy, to provide celebrations, all of the above.
And it's going to pay out a lot when you're on the road, and especially on the road in the conference play where there's hardly anybody there. Those types of guys are going to give you the energy that you need.
So, again, I was checking the score app early, and I saw Winston Tabbs scored early, but that was his only bucket. He had 2 points in the game last night, only played 8 minutes. So, what did you see from Winston Tabbs? Look, I'm just glad he was able to get on the court.
I was just about to say, I was just glad to see him out there and get some action. I think it's just it looks like a guy that's been out of basketball for a couple of years, that he's going to have to get some rhythm back. But it is glad that he was able to see the basketball go through the hoop at least one time last night. And I think the more he plays this year and kind of gets his feet back under him, he's going to be playing better. But, you think about Winston Tabbs, it dates back to when he was at Boston College with these injury issues. And, he's been out of basketball for about a year and a half. So he just needs to get back into a rhythm. And I think Winston Tabbs is going to do that because he was a special player in the ACC at Boston College.
Josh says the total was 137 last night going into the game. Drew says everyone is wondering, I'll ask, why are the students not on the TV side? We talk about this every year.
Every single year.
Every home game, every year. It has something to do with, like,
coaches' families.
The families from opposing teams, which barely even bring anybody. It's dumb. It's stupid. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like we're the only ones that, like, try to enforce this rule. Or this, I don't even know if it's a rule, but where you don't have the students behind the opposing team's bench because of their friends and family or some crap. I don't know.
When I was
it makes it look like a dead atmosphere.
When I was at ECU, we were on the behind the bench, behind the away and home bench. And when I was little watching games on TV, I really wish that it was that case last night, because that student section, that Minji's Maniac section, was phenomenal. They were, very energetic, jumping up and down, especially on defense. So it would have looked nice on TV. But yeah, I don't understand why they don't do that. And I guess there's nothing we can do about it.
It makes it look terrible on TV. It just looks like a sleepy environment.
And there's also people that with like non-ECU clothes, because I think I saw where it could be like I think high school coaches throughout North Carolina get like a coach's pass, and like a part of that section is where they sit too. So yeah. You might see like some people, some men with like high school apparel on. So
yeah, it's just,
very weird.
It's not good aesthetically. It's not a good look. It makes it look like an awful environment when in reality it's a pretty good environment, and there's a lot of action going on where the camera can't see, and it's unfortunate because you want to show off the school and the environment and everything. Have your best section highlighted, the fans that are actually standing up cheering during a game. It only makes sense. I know there's some dumb reason they do it, but I just or I should say reason. Maybe it's not a dumb reason, but I don't know. Every other college basketball game you turn on has people jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Ours says people kind of looking around, looking at their phones. Speaking of which, Chandler, kudos to you for putting your phone down during today's show. You got it in the other room, so it won't distract you today.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not on purpose.
I actually went to go grab it, like turn around where I always have it right here, and I was like, uh-oh. And then I look, and it's right there beside you. So.
Yes, it is.
But that's fine. I don't need to be distracted. But Christian on Facebook says that Sean Walker Jr., who was the second leading scorer last night for Mercer, had 25 people had 30 fans in one section because he is from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. So, yeah, I thought there was a pretty good crowd from Mercer last night.
Boy, you turned that 8-word sentence into a long one. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, but because there was times where they would make a basket and there was a good little eruption there from that section. But according to Christian, it seems like Sean Walker Jr. had some family and friends in attendance last night.
Coming up Saturday, 4 o'clock, the Blue Hose are in town. Presbyterian taking on East Carolina. That is 4 o'clock in Minges Coliseum. All right, we'll get back to basketball in a moment. Chandler, do you have your picks ready for today? It is Wednesday. I'm sure you've thought about it and have them ready to go, right?
I forgot, but I can make a quick pick.
While you're doing that, we do have some ECU football news. We've got some Pirate opponents when it comes to the conference and the conference realignment, new teams coming in. We found out who East Carolina would be playing home and away for the next few years. And let me pull that up. I had it pulled up and I got rid of it, and now I got to find it again. So 2023, East Carolina so the next season, East Carolina will welcome in for conference games at home Tulsa, SMU, Tulane, Charlotte. I like that. I like Charlotte here. I like Tulane here. SMU just rolled up 77, so those are good home games. On the road, UTSA, do they still play in the Dome? That is a question that I'm asking myself. Yeah, they play in the Alamo Dome. So that'll be a very unique environment, playing UTSA at the Alamo Dome. Also, Rice. Golly, Rice. I always forget Rice is joining this conference. You can't get much more like look outside right now. It's kind of cool and gray and just kind of dreary. It doesn't get much more dreary than a road game at Rice. There is no excitement you can bring to the table when you're playing a game at Rice.
There was literally, I think it was 2010, Dominique Davis was quarterback. We went on the road to Rice, and it was like a overcast day there. And when I tell you that there was nobody in their stadium.
Yeah, this is lame.
Nobody was in their stadium.
Rice.
Nobody.
The Pirates also play at FAU.
Pretty sure we lost that game, by the way.
Yeah, that was, Dominique? We lost a skip game there, didn't we? Did we lose a rough game there? I know we lost a skip game there.
Maybe I'm thinking of the skip era.
Florida Atlantic Navy, the other teams on the away schedule for 23. 2024 at home. The Mean Green will come in, along with Memphis, FAU, and Temple. So the Pirates don't play Temple next year. SMU, UAB, South Florida, and Charlotte on the road.
Yeah, clip.
I'm ready for... all right, I just found something. Wait, do you got something for me?
I do have something. East Carolina lost to Rice in 2010. November 20th, 62-38.
My God. Just so I can also try to look like I'm smart on the radio, let me see if I can find one that Skip lost to. Because
I know we beat him at home in 09.
Okay. Well, I might be off. Rice and East Carolina.
Was it like early Skip days? Like maybe 05, 06?
In 2006, Rice beat East Carolina 18-17. That was the game I was thinking about. All right. Back to the future schedule. UAB, seeing them up here, I'm kind of ready for some ECU UAB basketball. Like, I don't mind UAB on the basketball court.
Aren't they?
They went to the tournament last year.
I was about to say, didn't they go to the tournament?
No, the tournament.
The tournament.
They went to the tournament last year. On the road in 24, SMU, UAB, South Florida, and Charlotte.
They also have a new stadium. We don't have to go to, what is it, Legion Field, Legion Stadium?
Unfortunately, we don't play USF next year either. 2025, UAB, South Florida, Charlotte, Navy at home. Rice, Tulane, FAU, Temple on the road. 2026, SMU, UTSA, Rice, Tulane. Who cares? It's a long ways away. But anyway, there are the home and away for conference coming up the next few years. At Rice just put a big cloud over my head. But at UTSA will be fun because they're good and they're in that dome. So that's going to be a unique environment. ECU will play in a few unique environments next year. The Big House, the Alamo Dome. Cool year for travel for the crew. All right, anything else before we take a break? Let me do a quick Facebook, YouTube rundown, see if anybody's talking. Alex. So Alex was part of the staff. He was a manager, did some things during the Lebo era. And he said Sean Walker Jr. used to come to camps back in the day when he was with the program. Hard to believe he still has eligibility.
Wow.
They grow up so fast. Michael Winstead says going to Rice is like swimming in the sea without any land in sight. It's just despair and depression and going to Rice. Man, we got to do a 4-hour pregame show for ECU Rice.
Y'all used to have to do it back in the CUSA days, and now it's my turn to indulge in it.
Rice. I like fried rice. I like
chicken fried.
And I like Americanized Chinese food.
I like dirty.
But I've been making my own. Oh, we'll get to that in a moment. And you get some sauces, Chandler. You get oyster sauce, hoisin sauce.
Hoisin.
Sesame oil.
Is this what you've been bringing into the studio?
Sometimes. And, of course, your soy sauce.
It actually looks really good.
Get that together, and you make some chicken or some steak. I've done shrimp. I haven't perfected the shrimp, but some good like chicken fried rice, man. Throw some onions, peas, carrots in there. That gets me excited. Playing football against Rice does not. We should, that pregame show, just talk about the food Rice the entire time.
We should get
instead
rice.
of the football team.
We should eat rice from somewhere.
You like dirty rice?
A huge dirty rice fan.
Now, are you saying just Bojangles, or do you have dirty rice outside of Bojangles dirty rice?
No, my mom's made dirty rice before.
What is it, like sausage in it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff.
And that's all I could tell you.
That's all you can tell me?
I don't know how else she makes it.
You can't tell me anymore?
No.
All right.
No.
I'm not going to ask you to. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors.
What about our picks?
Said to join us. Shirley, cut the music. That's why you're the best in the game. That's why I need two producers. Because at all times.
These are tough picks, by the way.
Yeah, I went super lame this week. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I went super lame-o.
There's actually a few that I looked at and I was like, oh, I like this as an upset. But the home team is the favorite.
By the way, yeah, boy, Clip Brock had Clemson losing last week. Check. Oregon State losing to Washington. Check. 2-0 week. 13-7 on the year. Chandler Honey Buns went. Georgia lose to Tennessee. UNC lose to
Virginia, which they only won by 3.
But that was a close game.
That was a close game.
Spread-wise, you won that one. 0 for 2. Chandler is now 10-10.
I did get a message from Josh Thomas on Facebook reminding me of my loss, saying that Tennessee would go on the road and beat Georgia. And boy, was that a shellagging. He says, I love your passion, but those dogs are built different. Look, I just love the thrill.
We're not singing that stupid song today. You have worn it out.
I'm not.
Okay.
All right, Squealy. All right, okay, let's be civil here, okay? Can you let me finish first?
Sorry, Molly.
I mean, I can just get up and leave.
Please
But
don't.
what I was saying is I just like to take the thrill. I like the thrill of taking the underdog.
Okay.
There is no wager in this. I just like to say, hey, this team's going to win.
Okay.
And hoping I'm right.
Fine. CJ had LSU losing to Alabama. And NC State losing to Wake Forest. He is 12-8 on the year. So this week, Chandler, I am going lame-o. Top 10, I'm going to take Texas to beat TCU. Texas, a touchdown favorite at home. And I'm taking Washington to lose to Oregon as my top 25 team to lose. They are 25th in the nation. Super lame. Those are my picks this week. By the way, CJ is taking TCU to lose to Texas as his top 10 pick, and Ole Miss to lose to Bama Lama as his top 25 team to lose. So he's going lame as well. Chandler, you are not going lame. You are Mr. Upset, and I cannot wait to hear your picks this week.
Man, this is exciting because I actually forgot to make the picks, but it just takes 1 or 2 seconds for me to look at the slate of games on Saturday, and I already see one that I like. Everybody's on Oregon now. Everybody likes Oregon. Is Oregon going to make the playoffs? Are they? Not after Washington goes into Eugene and says, hold up, hold the phone, we're coming. Oh, you want to say that we're two touchdown dogs? Ha! Well, we're Huskies, and we're coming to Eugene, and we're going to slap you in the mouth, and we're going to say, no college football playoff for you. Give me the Huskies on the road at Oregon. Bo Nix going to throw at least 3 interceptions. Ride it. Washington beats Oregon.
All right. That's how you put them on the table. How about top 25?
Let's see. I'm going to go. Now, this is pretty lame. Maybe it's not lame because Texas is a touchdown favorite. I'm going to go TCU.
That is the opposite of lame.
I'm going to go TCU and making a statement and putting their name.
Look what Chandler's doing here, folks. He has the opposite picks of me. He says, Clip, I see your lame picks this week, and I'm taking the exact opposite on them. You're calling me out saying I don't know what I'm talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
That is what a statement you just made on this show, Chandler.
You don't know what you're talking about. TCU on the road, they're going to say the college football playoff will have the Horned Frogs in it this year, and it's going to be because, and that stamp is going to be made in Austin this weekend. I think it's a joke that Texas is a touchdown favorite. Maybe it's not a joke, but TCU is vying for a spot in the college football playoffs. They need a big win. It's getting down to the stretch of things here on the regular season. They say we need a win to kind of put our stamp on the college football playoff, and it's this Saturday in Austin. TCU goes on the road and beats Texas and pretty much puts them in the college football playoff.
Chandler lives dangerously. I love it. All right, let's take a break. Mike P. says during the ECU Rice pregame show next year, we should wear Glenn Rice jerseys while talking different Rices during the pregame show. I was a huge Glenn Rice fan when he was a Hornet, wearing the 41 in the three-point contest. He was a scoring machine. And I'll rock the Michigan Rice jersey. Chandler, you can get the Hornets, and Shirley can wear Miami Heat.
I really hate that I missed out on that era of Hornets basketball.
Yeah.
Seemed like a lot of fun.
It was.
Grandmama.
It was, they had some good players back then. Let's take a break. Come back. Stephen Igoe joins us after this.
Your last chance to see East Carolina football at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this year as the Pirates wrap up the 2022 home schedule, hosting the Houston Cougars on Saturday the 19th. Tickets are still available in the lower bowl for just $50. And for just $35, you can get a great view from the upper deck. It will be senior day for the Pirates, so pack the stadium and give this special group a Pirate Nation ovation and a great purple and gold send-off. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com to get your tickets today.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
You know, texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
This is Braxton Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. If you're looking to purchase a home, it is still a great time, and being pre-qualified before you begin shopping is an advantage. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that can fit most financial situations. To get started, contact our experienced team of Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, Wanda Hager, or myself, Braxton Green, at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Pirate Nation, Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials. This is Holt Nailers, and if you need a Yeti cooler, apparel, shoes, or accessories for the season, Shimmer has you covered. Shimmer Boutique is also the exclusive retailer in Greenville carrying the largest selection of built-in broken gear for adults and youth. Be ready for game day and every day at Shimmer Boutique on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville across from Lowe's. Go Pirates!
Where can you go where the beer is cold? Friendship is forever. Pabst is the place that's in our hearts, where we can be together.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is the place.
Hey Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a pizza oven. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me, or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
What's up? This is Bryson Worrell, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Drive a little and save a lot at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, plus offers service that to all makes and models in a state-of-the-art facility. You can drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington, or you can go online at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you. Victory Wednesday here. Shirley Rhodes, Man of Chan, and Stephen Igoe joining us inside the Pirate Radio studio.
Igoe looks good. That's all that matters.
He does look good because that is a sweet-looking hoodie. Too bad the team blows, but it's a good-looking Broncos hoodie.
It's kind of like a low-key Broncos hoodie because it's not orange and blue. It's like gray with the silver logo, so I can really pretend it's like the Aiden Griffin Chargers if somebody asked me and the Broncos stink. So, yeah.
I think they struggled this year too. I did see.
This is from the Paul Cornwell, Aiden Griffin.
There we go. I did see that the Broncos, for all you uniform heads out there, didn't they post something like, they're back. We're 1-0 in this combo, so we thought we'd run it back. They're going white with the blue pants.
And it doesn't look terrible from that angle, but from the side where the blue stripes.
Y'all have awful stripes on your jerseys.
And the orange stripes.
You like them probably. Because they remind you of like Elway winning Super Bowls.
I'm to the point now where I hate them. I do like the all white with the blue helmet. But I'm not they need a uniform refresh in the worst way, man. It's long overdue.
But I do like that they're playing into this. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
What went right in our win?
Just keep it rolling.
A, we were out of the United States, but we can't do that again. But B, we had these uniforms, so let's wear them again. Who they got this week?
They got the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, that's right.
On the road.
Malik Willis starting again?
I haven't read. To be honest, I do.
That could be an underfest.
I usually listen to all the Broncos podcasts, read all the stuff, but this year I haven't read a single word since they beat the Jaguars.
I get it. I understand.
I have no idea what Tannehill's status is, and I do think if Malik Willis plays, they got a good shot to win the game just because he had like 50 yards passing last week.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly. All right, Igo. Let's start with hoops. Good win last night. As I told y'all this week how nervous I was about this East Carolina Mercer game, and
I can't believe that you were really more nervous about that than ECU going to Cincinnati.
Well, did you see when they were down 16 points in the first half why I might have been nervous for that game?
I mean, I was nervous, but I figured they had a good chance to come back and win. I mean, going to Cincinnati where you're facing a team that's won 31 in a row at home.
This team has won 3 in a row, no matter where they play, going to Cincinnati.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, it's
I'm just really confident right now.
So you're going Pirates?
I think the Pirates win on Friday.
Well, I'm continuing my trend of picking against them until they prove me right.
Did you pick against them against BYU?
Yeah.
You did?
I picked BYU to win. I picked UCF to win.
Well, you picked against them against UCF, and they proved you wrong. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep picking against them until they finally.
I picked against them against UCF. They proved me wrong, so I had to jump back on the train. Like I said, we're starting with basketball.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's fine. Pirates 1-0, baby. Mike Schwartz era.
Chandler 1-0 this year in Section 213.
The Chan man was there. I was not. Igo was there. In the rafters. Best seat in the house. Checking out the game.
Great seat. And great crowd. And I heard you guys talking earlier, and I caught the tail end of a conversation. Were y'all discussing why on TV, I went back and watched some of the highlights, and it looks pathetic. But then, awful. If you were there, it was like an awesome atmosphere. So, they really need to figure that out. And I get that there's certain things that go into who can sit behind the bench and whatnot, but they have to be able to refigure something because it's an awful look on TV.
I mean, every other game you watch on TV doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
There's actually people clapping and cheering and stuff.
There's got to be a way to refigure it. Why can't they switch the bench to the other side of the court?
Oh, you mean, or just move the camera?
Well, I think the camera is specifically set up to shoot a certain way, so why can't they switch the benches around? Put the team on the non-TV side.
Whatever works.
Just put the students on the TV side.
That's all we're asking.
Yeah. It can't be that hard because it used to be that way.
They would probably move the benches and then move the camera, and it'd be the same thing and just the opposite side. All right, we fixed it, guys.
Right.
Yeah, because the camera, they want to show the wording and the Williams Arena Minji. So, right. Okay, camera, stay where you are. Just move the benches. We'll go over there tomorrow and do it. Chandler, well, we'll take some time out of our day, move the chairs over there to the other side.
It can't be that hard to move one specific scorer's table to the opposite side and the benches.
I hope Schwartz says something about it because he's, he is huge on this student thing, let's get an atmosphere.
You think about how many people digest the game through ESPN Plus or TV now, and, if I'm a casual fan and I'm watching on TV, I am so unimpressed by how it looks, how it comes across. But if you were in the building last night, it was electric, man. There was a buzz. Like that series of events before halftime was incredible.
I need to watch that. You think it's on the Plus right now?
Should be. That brought the stadium to life and really carried into the second half. So, again, I don't know what all goes into that. Maybe somebody at ECU can clarify why it is that way and why maybe it can't be changed so easily. But it feels like it should be able to be fixed because it hasn't always been that way.
Right. I mean, we can look at old footage and see maniacs jumping up and down on TV from back in the day.
See Seabass.
Yeah.
And
boy, Seabass is rolling over in his grave right now.
And
God rest his soul.
If they don't want the students behind the team benches, then I would think you could switch the team. Like, to be sure, it's not too much to ask the team to walk across the court instead of just directly to the bench.
Yeah. All right.
But who knows?
Igoe, how surprised were you at the growth? And it's only one game, but heck, I expect to see more now.
We can only react to what we've seen.
Correct. Brandon Johnson and Javon Small and what they did last night.
I was surprised by both, but Javon Small more from the standpoint of I knew that he was more of a player than he showcased last year because he didn't really get the opportunity to ever get in a rhythm. But I knew Brandon Johnson. I'd seen him at practice shooting a lot. He looked smooth shooting the ball, so him having success in three-point land didn't really surprise me. But Javon Small's explosiveness off the dribble combined with his ability to just really take over the game, I didn't expect that from him. And I knew he was a solid guard, but that was like game-breaking ability. Like he looked like a guy who could not only do that against Mercer, but do that against the American Athletic Conference. Given the level,
all right, I finally got to see the play.
Given the level of talent they were playing,
Luigi just tried to throw one down from about midway in the paint with his left hand. How about his breakaway dunk?
That was amazing.
I did see that one.
Yep,
that was fun to watch. Brandon Johnson, awesome. Javon Small, awesome. R.J. Felton played the third most minutes, hit a big three there late in the game. How about newcomers? Did anybody, and I expect these guys will obviously get better as the year goes on, but did you see any flashes or like something to say, all right, this guy's got something?
Yeah, I thought Jaden Walker, the Iowa State transfer, had a solid game. Like he had a few drives where he would just kind of muscle his way to the rim and finish at the rim. He had a big three with the shot clock winding down at one point in the second half.
Was that off the backboard? Or was that Small?
That was Walker.
Okay.
Was it off the backboard?
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't tell from, 5,000 feet away. but nah. That was a huge shot in the game, and I thought he played well defensively.
Has Luigi always been 24?
No, he's changed his number.
All right.
Caleb LeCount, I thought, looked comfortable. He was one of the more comfortable-looking freshmen, which you didn't necessarily expect from a 5'7" point guard.
Was that? I see him on the court right now. I saw him play some in the second half. Did he?
He played more in the first half.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see a ton.
Small and I'm trying to think who played a lot in that second half. It was more Small and Walker and RJ.
Yeah,
that sort of deal. They brought Small, or they brought I'm going to get all these cards mixed up. They brought in LeCount at times in the second half, but he definitely played more of a pivotal role in the first half.
All right, so it looks like he's going to get playing time. Gets to the
definitely
rim
got
there.
Fouled there.
Gets blocked. He wants a call. All right, I like the little guy in there. So looks like a lot of guys.
I want to see more from Baela, Tabunje. Like Baela played a lot, played good defensively, and rebounded. Didn't really look for a shot, neither did Tabunje.
I noticed that too. A lot of these guys,
they didn't even.
Brandon Johnson shot 12. Small with 14. Felton with 10. Everybody else kind of, watching those guys.
Saxby started but didn't take a shot, and the other guy who was aggressive was.
All right, Caleb LeCount. I didn't see that. Let's go.
He looked confident shooting. Even when he missed, he was on target. Like it always looked good. So I think him and Brandon Johnson and Small are going to be your shooters. And again, Tabunje and Baela can kind of progress into that over the course of the season. They just got to get some confidence, I think, because didn't really see them try to push the envelope too much.
Pirates missed free throws down the stretch. Also gave up a wide open look to Mercer with a chance to tie the game at the end, but they missed it. So, and I tell you what, nervous times when Mercer cut it to 1 and East Carolina's trying to get it up the court. And all I could think about was, oh my God, their first game playing together. These guys don't know each other.
And they didn't look comfortable at all.
They're trying to break a press, and it looked frantic. I was super scared there. But they were able to get it, and somebody got fouled. And
DeBunje didn't score all night, and RJ was cramping up at the end. So he ended up going to the line and knocked down 2 big ones. And, yeah, they really did get a good look on that one play.
So here's Javon Small taking it in for a huge jam. Look, Igoe, like the people on this side, you can kind of see some backs going up and cheering.
Right.
And, like, across
it's
the way,
empty Mercer
everybody's just, and then the fans in the middle are just sitting there.
There's like 3 people clapping, standing up.
It's so terrible. But, like, you can see that there are actually people at the game cheering.
Yeah, the student section on the other side is going nuts.
Oh, man. Is this Felton?
Yep.
Oh, man. Dang, I did miss the best part, didn't I?
You did. This was like 3 straight possessions of just thefts and dunks.
And they're going crazy down there.
I know, man. And you can't even see them on TV. It's sad. And the great spot about 213 is we're looking directly at them, so we can see that whole side.
Oh, wow. Another
This
steal.
place almost came down. They had 2 open threes that they didn't hit.
Oh, Caleb. That would have brought the house down.
Tip out. We got another one. You got the dude in front of the camera holding up the 3 with his shadow.
Man, how many times has East Carolina just about brought the house down on a 3 and then
just clanks
it? Brett from Sub Dogs in the Jack Nicholson seats, looking good. All right, let's take a break. How long are you hanging out?
I got till like 4:15.
All right, cool. All right, we'll take a break, come back, wrap up hour 1 when we return after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, how's inventory going?
Inventory levels are increasing. For the first time in over 45 days, we have Mazdas in stock, Buick in stock, Cadillac in stock, and GMC in stock. I highly encourage the customer to go to gmc.com, build and price their vehicle, share that with Brown & Wood, and let us place your order. We need some price protection for these customers, and you got to place an order to have that.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville, and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org/. For licensing information, please visit guildmortgage.com/licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
All anniversaries are special, but because it's Bostic Sugg Furniture's 85th anniversary extravaganza, we packed a lot into our big extravaganza with not one, not two, but 3 ways to save. Extra 10% off, plus $19.37 local delivery, plus 6 months special financing on all in-stock and custom orders. Change your mattress, change your life, and get 48 months special financing during the big 85th anniversary extravaganza on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hemp Garden is your premium CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. If you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support, Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you. PRL on a Wednesday. Got the East Carolina Mercer game on in the studio. Wanted to watch that first half flurry at the end there, and pretty impressive. It all started with, guess what, defense. Mike Schwartz says numerous times that just because he's a defensive coach, it doesn't mean that they're not going to score. And what's the best way to score, Igoe? Force a turnover, get out in transition, easy bucket. So
it all started with the Javon Small baseline drive slam. You know, he looks a lot stronger this year too. Like, he's not the biggest guard in the world, but he's pretty built. And you know, for a point guard, he's got some good physicality. So,
and he looks like he knows the ball is going to go in, right?
Like he's playing with confidence.
Yeah, great to see. Great to see. Pirates 1-0. Igoe will not be there on Saturday because you'll be traveling, correct?
I could be there if I wanted to. I was scheduled to be back in.
Oh, so you don't want to be there?
Pick Greenville at 2-something. But after a long night and a long day of travel, I'm going to opt to let my esteemed interns cover, and I will be watching from home.
At what point are you going to start sending Slater out to cover some games when you don't want to go?
Probably like another month or 2.
Okay. All right. He should be ready to go.
Yeah, he's starting to stay up till like 7 now, so he can at least see the tip-off and, you know, maybe wake up at halftime.
God, he hadn't seen a lot of Pirate football this year.
No, he is not. I think he watched the NC State game, and that's been about it. Maybe Tulane, so he's seen 2 losses.
He might be able to watch the 11 a.m. kickoff time against Houston. Maybe
he'll actually be able to see a full game for once, so that'll be exciting.
But, yeah, we'll see what time that game's going to be coming up. I guess Saturday night or Sunday, they'll announce it.
You know, I was speculating, I guess if you win, you're more likely to get that time slot.
Definitely. If you lose, you'll probably get a plus.
Yeah. See, I think if I just have a hard time believing Houston ECU is going to be a plus game, win or lose, but
Houston's going to win. They play
Temple.
Yeah.
Navy UCF feels like ESPNU-ish, maybe ESPN2. Cincinnati Temple, like, who wants to watch that? Maybe if Cincinnati wins and is ranked, then that becomes worthy of an ESPN2 game. I don't know. I mean, I just don't. None of the 3 games are really that attractive if you're a casual college football fan.
Right. Quick note, J.R. Robertson throwing out some stats for us. R.J. Felton, 4 first-half steals, 13 minutes, no turnovers for the entire game.
Yeah, no turnovers. Last year, he kind of turned the ball over some.
What were the overall turnover numbers last night, Igoe?
ECU turned it over a bunch early, but in the second half, I believe, much better.
I remember they had a stretch, because I remember Cy talking about it. 2 trips in a tie game and 2 back-to-back turnovers. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's right. But other than that, pretty clean in the second half. Pirates had 14 turnovers in the game. Mercer had 11. How much pressing? I guess also kind of token pressure.
Yeah, it was more like guarding full court, more so than pressing.
Yeah.
They did do a couple trap sequences, and there was almost a turnover or 2 out of those, and like they would kind of trap out of nowhere as a surprise, and almost got a turnover. So that was good to see.
All right, Igoe, you flip around on Sundays and you see Sauce Gardner playing, and Sauce Gardner is going to be the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and right now is on track because he plays in New York where everything's overhyped, but he is on track to be like a hero there. He's got a cool name. He's really good, so he is skyrocketing right now, and has turned into, I saw a list of corners, best in the NFL. He's already on the top 10 list, so that's how good he is. I was watching Red Zone. I don't know what team he plays for. Maybe you do. I can look it up. But I heard the name Kobe Bryant the other day, another Cincinnati corner.
For the Seahawks.
Thank you, Chan Man.
Mm-hmm. They love the big corners.
And, I mean, that's just 2 guys off this Cincinnati team we've seen the last few times.
Alec Pierce making plays for the Colts. Desmond Ritter.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's like their best receiver. Got him in fantasy in a dynasty league. He's been solid.
Yep.
Desmond Ritter, the backup to Mariota. You got a couple other guys who are on teams. So, yeah, I mean, they churned out talent. That's the thing. Everybody last year was so dumb saying, like, Cincinnati doesn't belong on the same field as Alabama. And, yeah, they lost the game, but, like, they had NFL guys. They didn't just beat a bunch of nobodies. And, you know, obviously Alabama won the game and ended up winning it handedly, but Cincinnati looked like they at least belong just as much as Michigan looked like they belong versus Georgia.
I agree. Now you flip the page to this year's Cincinnati Bearcats. Lost on the road at Arkansas. Really tough opener. And then have lost 1 since. So, what are you smiling at?
Why are you looking at App State basketball?
Because Facebook commenter Todd Garris said, how about the App State men's basketball score? I said, well, what is this guy talking about? They won 142-74 over Warren Wilson College.
Warren Wilson College, big rivalry game.
I would like to see Warren Wilson versus Valley Forge. They were the team that almost got beat by 100 by James Madison. Todd, thank you for bringing that to my attention on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by The Buck.
The Buck.
Sorry to distract you with that, Igoe.
You're good.
But this Cincinnati team, I don't know, what are their strengths? What makes you nervous if you're a Pirate fan?
Their pass rush. They have probably the best pass rush in the conference. I think they have the highest graded pass rush in college football. Per Pro Football Focus, they rank near the top in sacks. They're averaging like 3.5 sacks a game. Their 2 defensive tackles. Pro Football Focus just put out a graphic. Their backup to their starting nose tackle is the highest graded defensive player in college football. Their starting nose tackle is up there as well. So they're both like 6'1", 310 plus pounds. They're going to be right in Avery Jones' face all day. So, like, you're just going to have to be able to handle them and not let them dominate the game. They're going to get pushed. They're going to make their plays, but maybe you scheme around them to an extent. I think they are a little vulnerable on the edges in the run game, which is maybe a good thing with Keaton Mitchell. And the corners, they're nowhere near as good as last year. Now, they're still good. They're still solid, but they can't just leave Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant on an island and bring everybody else into the box. So they're a lot more vulnerable. The problem is they still have great playmakers. Their linebacker, Ivan Pace, he's got 96 tackles already. He's the highest graded linebacker in college football. So up the middle, they're still elite, and you almost have to find a way to kind of go around that, basically.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, hour 2, Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk more ECU Cincinnati with Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, and we got to do picks. Forgot like 3 straight weeks, so I won't have to call you tomorrow. We'll make some picks when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Patrick Mason coming up in hour 2, Jeff Charles in hour 3, and a giveaway. A lot more to go. Back with you after this.
Don't stress this holiday season. Give the gift of beauty. A gift certificate from Beauty Bar Medi Spa will not only bring a smile to that special someone, it will smooth wrinkles, tighten skin, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair. Visit the professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa in Greenville. Available now. Gift certificate specials for her or him. And BOGO stocking stuffers. You save and they glow. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Go Pirates.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room with a brand new look. Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food, fun, and football. Chico's has been a game day tradition for Pirate football fans for over 30 years. Whether the game is home or away, make it a Chico's day for some great specials and the best chips and salsa in town. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Go Pirates!
University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern has been serving the tech repair needs of Eastern North Carolina since 2006. And as one of the only Apple-authorized service providers east of Raleigh, all our technicians are Apple certified, and we only use genuine Apple parts. Your iPhone and Mac warranties are safe with us. Have questions or need service? Call 252-558-1280 or visit us online at universitypccare.com. University PC Care, your one-stop shop for service on everything Apple.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's hot dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's hot dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's hot dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Rock on Wednesday nights. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's Day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Luigi DeBow with the steal and the flush, and that is what people pay money to see at Minji's Coliseum. Look at even like 7 people are standing up on the other side. Well, 5.
Did you know that Luigi is now rocking 24 like Kobe Bryant used to back in the day? In the purple and gold.
Yeah, I can see it. I brought it up earlier.
Oh, you did?
I said, has Luigi always been number 24?
Yeah, but you didn't say
Kobe Bryant? He doesn't look like Kobe Bryant. Nothing at all about Luigi DeBow looks like
that. Doesn't look like Kobe Bryant to you? As he flies through the air and slams it home?
The tall...
Look at Petey over there just making friends with them.
Where's Luigi from? France?
Guadalupe.
The Guadalupe Mamba?
Mm-hmm. I think I did see after the win last night, Luigi just go like this with his jersey.
He pulled it over for showed his heart.
Yeah.
Igoe, are we in some kind of signing period here?
Today marks the opening of the winter solace signing period.
Well, this guy signed.
Cyr Malanga.
Cyr Malanga. Love the name. All name team right off the bat. Cyr, C-Y-R. He is 6'11", from the Congo. This is awesome. I like this guy.
Can you name the last East Carolina basketball player from the Republic of Congo?
I'm going to guess. Can I guess?
Yeah, go for it.
Michel Nzigi?
Nope. Good guess. I think he was from...
He was from France.
Switzerland?
Yeah, I think he was Switzerland.
Congo.
We mispronounced his name.
Baruti.
Yep.
Baruti.
Batumba.
Batumba, don't call me
Batumba?
Batumba, Baruti.
You know who else is from the Congo? Bismack Biyombo.
Man, great basketball players coming out of there. Hopefully Cyr is the next. The Biz. Two stints in Charlotte for the Biz.
J.J. Miles in attendance last night, sitting baseline.
Cool to see.
Man, got elbow right.
Oh, by the way, we know who the hype man is on the bench.
B-Pace?
Nah, man. I do love ECU basketball.
Ain't no
He
Brown.
used to be the hype man.
Ain't no Brown lick over there.
Nah, man.
I go, you crazy.
You crazy, man.
Pirate talk. Step up.
Talk about me on the sideline, man. Nah, man. That man with the awesome beard is, somebody said his name earlier, Keith Pugh.
Keith Pugh.
He is the strength and conditioning coach for ECU basketball, and he's got an incredible beard, and he is the hype man.
And he should be the get-back guy, but he needs his own get-back guy.
He was 10 feet on the court after one play, and then the ref told him to get back, and he immediately told all the bench to get back when he was the only one that needed to get back. But that's the kind of energy you need.
I like it.
On the sidelines. Love it. All right, we are out of time. Let's make some picks. Igoe. Good news. We had winning weeks last week. We were both 3-2.
I'm surprised.
Bad news. We are losers for the year, 20-24 each.
And we're starting to get to the point where it's getting a little dark, and we got to make a run.
Got to make a run, and it starts on Friday night when the Pirates take on the Cincinnati Bearcats. I got it at 6. I haven't looked today. So I'm going to say Cincinnati -6 over East Carolina. Now, you're taking the Bearcats to win, but how much are they going to win by?
6 is a lot of points for the Cincinnati team, which hasn't really scored a lot this year. A lot of close conference games. I feel like this is going to be another tight one. I'm going ECU covers.
All right, I, too, am taking the Pirates.
A lot of money coming in on the Pirates.
All right, Tulane at home against UCF. I'm going to do exactly what I did last week, Igoe. You can make your pick.
Right?
I got Tulane minus 1.5.
All right, that doesn't really change it for me. UCF back-to-back road games, still some uncertainty at quarterback. I feel like Tulane's due for a clunker.
Is this 3:30?
I think so, yeah. 3:30. I'm going Tulane.
You said they're due for a clunker?
Yeah, but I think it'll come against Cincinnati in a couple weeks. Maybe even SMU.
Yeah, I don't know how long I want to ride this Tulane.
They're going to lose at some point. There's no way they're going to go like 11-1, right?
I don't think so. In fact, I think they're going to lose this game because as I look at the weather, now if they play at night and it creeps under 60, I'm going to be a little concerned. But it looks like it's going to be in the low 60s during this game. I think that is good enough for UCF to play without heaters. So just like last week, that determined my pick against Memphis. That determines my pick again. I'm taking UCF. Georgia manhandles Tennessee. They now go on the road to Starkville to take on Mississippi State. Georgia is minus 16. I loved Georgia last week against the Vols. And for whatever reason, I think they get a test this week. I think Mike Leach likes to play that underdog role. And I'm going to take Mississippi State plus 16.
Did Mississippi State end up winning last week?
A wild one against Auburn and their interim coach, who is...
No idea.
Chandler, sports guy.
Go crazy, Cadillac! Go crazy!
Cadillac Williams
is the coach now?
Is the coach.
What?
Does that make you feel old?
God, I thought he was just playing like 4 years ago.
And he was fired up. I watched the end of that game because it went into overtime or either it was close down the stretch. But Mississippi State did end up winning that game against Cadillac and the Auburn Tigers.
Touchdown State. Give me Mississippi State.
Touchdown State! First rise and first down.
Yeah, cowbell is going to be out in full force.
Have you looked at lines this week, Igoe? At all, like college football? Number 4, TCU.
I just saw it on your sheet.
Damn it.
But I definitely would not have guessed that. What it is. 7.
Since the line is this way, I'm taking Texas. Texas minus 7.
TCU continues to get disrespected.
Yeah.
I'm going TCU. I don't know if they'll win, but I think they cover 7.
All right, the family pulled one out, Igoe. They go for 2, get the 2-point conversion. They beat Bama. And now they go to Arkansas. The Razorbacks, fresh off of a loss to Liberty. So, how do you handicap this one? Let down spot for LSU, bounce back for Arkansas. It tells me to go Arkansas.
What's the line here?
LSU minus 3.
Arkansas might just not be very good this
I know.
year, though. But I feel like Sam Pittman is going to have the boys ready. He's going to wrangle up those hogs, and Pick Suey's going to get it done. LSU, first-year coaching staff, they're going to have trouble handling the success of a monster win, and they get it done in Fayetteville. Arkansas does.
I don't know what I want to do here.
And if Arkansas loses this game, I'm never picking them again.
It feels like Arkansas.
I've picked them several times this year with no luck.
Love you, Joe Sloan, but I'm taking Woo Pig Suey at home against LSU. All right, Stephen, we'll be calling you Friday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate when you're heading to Cincinnati.
Friday.
All right.
So we'll work something out.
Sounds good. We'll text you. We'll get you on, and we appreciate it. Check out hoistthecolors.net. I'm assuming a lot of fun basketball talk going on after last night.
Double podcast day. Recorded a podcast for basketball earlier, sharing my thoughts on the game, and then about to do our final Cincinnati preview as well once they get home. So
Chandler will be listening to those.
Chandler will be listening. Clip will not, because he's not a fan of the Hoist the Colors podcast, which is why I haven't had him on yet.
A fan, okay, maybe not. A subscriber, absolutely. I subscribe. I get every episode in my feed.
What's the last one you listened to? Shane Carden.
I'm diving into what to expect from ECU's game at Cincinnati. Just kidding. My initial takeaways Your initial takeaway?
It's literally a podcast where you can listen to music for the last 2 minutes of the podcast.
Every time I set up the music, I just keep it going just for you, Chandler, because I know that you're just going to listen.
I love it.
I listen to this part every time
because I usually
this is my favorite part.
I usually listen to it when I'm going on a walk, and so when it ends, it kind of fires me up. I'm like, here we go,
swashbuckling. This is the Hoist the Colors podcast.
This has been going on for like 2.5 minutes.
When do you talk?
The Colors podcast.
There you go.
It's always 30 seconds into the podcast.
The Michael Schwartz era begins with a victory.
I tell you what, the rest of the show, let's just play this.
16-point first half.
All right, thanks, Igoe.
All right, see you guys.
We'll take a break, come back. Patrick Mason said to join us here in a few minutes. A lot more to go. Maybe we'll hear from, let's hear from Mike Schwartz when we return. His comments after last night's victory over Mercer. That's on the way after this.
Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holton Ahlers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Winners Wednesday. We'll make you a winner. The Pirates winners last night. And as we come back into the show, we're watching the game. Patrick Mason exclaims, "He did not look like that last year," referring to Javon Small.
No, he did not.
Who played big.
I saw your tweet. Good tweet, by the way.
Which one?
Javon Big.
How about All the Small Things?
All the Small Things was a good one.
Thank you. I want you to talk about, and oh man, Keith Pugh, is that his first name? Keith Pugh. Look at Keith Pugh firing up the crowd. He's the bearded man on the bench, Patrick. He's the strength coach. I want you to watch Keith Pugh after this free throw. This is how you fire up Minges. All right, he's telling the guy what to do right now. But he said, you know what? Let's get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Walks all the way to the end, waving his arms. I love this guy, man. I
Mike
can't wait.
Schwartz is doing the same thing.
I was about to say, did you see Mike Schwartz?
I mean, it's contagious.
He was slapping the scorers table yesterday.
I heard about that a lot. Was it out of anger or like excitement or like, come on?
That was after a blocking call. On his own team, so it was out of frustration. But yeah. I mean, you could tell he was into the game. He was fired up. It was fun to see.
I saw him at the end when the Pirates missed even more free throws, or it might have been the ones they made. But he was like crouched down, looking at the ground. I don't know if he was saying a prayer, like "Please let me win my first game." But they had the camera on him. And yeah, he was totally locked into everything.
Yeah, he was going through it, and he came to talk to us in the post game, just hoarse, like his voice was out.
So Patrick, how'd you enjoy your night in Minges Coliseum?
I enjoyed it. It was fun getting to look at what this team's trying to be, and just watching them play, because especially with the way they came back after that first half, it was cool to see them just kind of rally around each other and kind of figure some things out in real time.
Igoe just sent me Keith Pugh's Instagram account. You can follow him on the gram.
It is a pretty nice beard.
It's a great beard.
Like James Harden-esque.
It is. I mean, that's all you can compare it to. Very Harden-esque. Looked like it was a lot of fun in Minges. I plan to be there on Saturday. You probably won't be there on Saturday.
Right.
Because you're heading to Cincinnati on Friday to cover some Pirate football. Before we get there, a little more thoughts on basketball. So, Patrick, your first football game you covered was ECU Cincinnati, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year?
Yeah.
So you were here for hoops.
Yeah, I think I maybe missed like the first couple games, handful of games. But
so you saw enough of Brandon Johnson, Javon Small, R.J. Felton last year to kind of have some expectation on what they would be this year. Obviously, there's progression, but just after one game, the progression that Brandon Johnson's made, especially from shooting from the outside, and then Javon Small overall from a confidence standpoint, a performance standpoint, almost like a leadership standpoint. I mean, he's the team leader right now, right?
Yeah.
A guy that like barely uttered a word last year and almost seemed tentative on the court is now the one that everybody's following on this team, it seems like.
Yeah, with his words and just with the ball. Get this guy the ball. But yeah, you mentioned Brandon Johnson. I noticed it right away. He just looks more like a basketball player as we see him, dunking here in this highlight. But he just looks so much more smooth. He's 6'8", and he's that frame just kind of looks more like a basketball player now. He's got
looks fluid.
Right,
out there.
Very good word, fluid. And that's just great to see.
And Chandler, you remember last year we talked to assistant coach Antoine Jackson, and we were like, give us a name we don't know about. And he said, I tell you what, Brandon Johnson is on the floor for every loose ball. So
he was saying he's one of those players that his teammates get frustrated with him in practice because he just goes so hard.
And we're like, okay, so he's like a scrapper then. He's probably kind of raw. And during the non-conference last year was really good rebounding. When he started to take on American competition, his numbers went down, his minutes kind of went down as well, and he just kind of hit a wall there. But now, you're right, he certainly looks the part. Ironically, though, he's extended his game outwardly. He's instead of inside, he's doing damage from the outside offensively.
Yeah, he made 3 3-pointers yesterday, which matched his season total for the year before. I think he went 3 of 14 from deep last year.
I don't even remember him shooting those, honestly.
Right, yeah, it was just sprinkled in over the course of a year, so, there's no way you can remember him doing that. But, I asked him post-game, and he said just with Riley Davis, the assistant coach, he's been really working on his shot and just getting to the point where if he's open, just being comfortable enough to take that shot.
And they do this little pick and pop here. If he's hitting out there, I mean, that's unguardable. I mean, if he's making it.
Yeah, especially with, Javon Small working off that too. I mean, just because he was really quick off the dribble. I mean, if you're not set and ready to defend which way he's going, he's already past you.
What else did you notice? How about defensively? I missed the first half. We had a lot of comments. We read them earlier about, Mercer hitting a lot from the outside in the first half. Pirates kind of clamping down on that. How about defensively the entire game? What did you see from East Carolina?
They just seemed a little bit. I mean, it just seemed like a team that was working through some things and just kind of getting comfortable with each other. I mean, part of it, too, Mercer just made a lot of shots. I mean, it wasn't like they were totally uncontested shots at times. They were just hitting some mid-range jumpers and just kind of finding those shots. I mean, at one point they were shooting like 80%, which is just insane. And they actually finished shooting 50% for the game. So I think the East Carolina definitely figured it out a little bit. And they closed the game with Bayala and Quentin, in which I thought that was pretty interesting just because they're both long, they can rebound, and because I was curious what Shorts would do with his rotation and how he would close the game, and I think that kind of lets us in a little bit in what kind of guys he's trusting and what he thinks of some of these guys.
Caleb LeCount playing some key minutes here, so it looks like he's going to be a guy in the rotation as we're watching him right now as Javon Small buries another 3. How about from an offensive perspective with those guys you mentioned, Saxby, Baela, Quentin? They didn't really show much, I guess, last night. Maybe it comes around, but I don't know. Did you see anything to maybe say, all right, these guys got something here? Anybody stand out?
I don't know. I actually, you mentioned Caleb. He can shoot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he actually wasn't shy driving the lane. Mercer had a 7'2" guy, so that's just obviously a bad matchup when you're 5'7" or whatever Caleb is. But he actually showed he can shoot the ball a little bit, which was nice. Offensively, I still think they're going to have to find some things. Obviously, Brandon Johnson and Javon Small showed they can do that and score.
They're not going to have 24 a night.
No,
so.
Absolutely not. There's no way. They're going to have to find something else because a lot of the other guys, I mean, they just weren't consistent scorers, They were just kind of out there playing some good defense and had some length.
Shirley, can we hear from Mike Schwartz here? Want to hear from what the coach had to say post-game after the Pirates knock off Mercer by 2 points last night in Minges Coliseum.
Coach, down 16 in the first half. I'm not sure how you draw it up, but just to see the guys fight back and not get rattled. And, a lot of guys first time playing here. What does that mean to you?
I'm not sure if we weren't rattled. I think we probably were rattled. But, again, I think there's an excitement. The crowd was so great. Our guys were juiced up. And give Mercer credit. I mean, not only were they were hitting us on the glass. They were making shots. Some of those shots they made were shots that honestly, mid-range, long contested twos, you want to force some of those, and they were making them. I mean, McCreary was really good making that shot. Sean Walker was really good playing in there. But see, what we just talked about this as a team, though, you can't have the breakdowns when a team is shooting like that or when a team is making it. And that's what happened. We started having breakdowns, not rebounding the basketball, not being where we needed to be defensively. And then we compounded it by taking tough shots on offense. Everyone started, and it wasn't out of selfishness at all, but what it's out of is guys saying, I got to find a way to get us back into it. And when we settled down again was the end of the first half, when our defense started to create a little bit of offense for us, and that momentum carried through the second half. But it was trying to get us to settle down, Steve, to try and get them to concentrate on defense and rebounding. And if we could get the game to where that was what we were solid in, maybe we could chip away, and they did.
What went into your decision to close the game with the five you chose? 3 starters, and then Quentin and Benjamin. I mean, what was the decision behind that?
Well, I thought that Benjamin brought so much physicality to our team on defense and rebounding. I mean, he was really locked in. You just look at that play that he made to foul Luis Hurtado going up the floor with 1.1 seconds left. I mean, we wanted to foul if, we knew if by chance we were up 3, and which meant we didn't make one of those 2 free throws when Jaden was on the line, we knew we wanted to foul. We really wanted to foul on the rebound, to not even put a chance for any kind of shooting foul. But I thought Ben did an incredible job feeling it out and realizing he could still execute the foul, and he did it. And so Ben just brought a lot of maturity to the game defensively and rebounding. Quentin to step in there and make free throws. RJ was actually cramping up. So that's why we brought Quentin in, because RJ was struggling. He just caught a cramp late in the game because how hard he was playing, so he caught a cramp. And then obviously with 1.1 seconds, we went, what would that be called? Coach Houston would call it the jumbo lineup. We went jumbo, and we brought in Luigi and Ezra and Brandon to hopefully secure 1 rebound, and Ezra did that.
Quentin had scored all day, stepped up, hit 2 big free throws, and then Ezra with the rebound and steal. Is that kind of the winning plays you got to make? Maybe not the glorious plays, the winning plays?
I think that's a great point, and we did talk about that in the locker room. I mean, I think this team is so excited we won, and I think you could feel it in that locker room. But I don't think there's any doubt that Ezra would have loved to have played more, or Quentin would have loved to have played better. But the fact that you could stay engaged and come in and make 2 of the biggest plays of the game, that says a lot. And I'm really proud of Quentin for that, and proud of Ezra. Ezra's a freshman. Quentin has never been in a situation in college where he had a role or an expectation from his team and coaching staff to play heavy minutes. And he really impacted the game on defense throughout the game. It just didn't happen for him on offense, but he made 2 pretty big free throws that we needed.
All right, there's some of Mike Schwartz from the postgame. You can hear the entire video, YouTube, Pirate Radio TV. And find it there. Questions from Patrick Mason and Steve Igoe. And I know Mike Schwartz does that. He makes you feel important. He makes it feel like he's very locked into what you're asking, because he rattled off several clips. And you know what? It reminds me of when he first got here and he called Jeff Charles like Gary or something. Greg? Was it Greg? You remember that?
That's a confident man.
Yeah.
Just going for it.
Greg?
Good question, Greg.
And then we kind of made fun of him about it and got on him. And we even brought it up to him when he was here. But he is a say the name of the person asking you a question guy.
I noticed this last night, too. He points at you. Like, as he's answering your question, he'll tell you that that's a good point. And then as he's telling the answer, he's, like, pointing at you. So
he, how do you like his demeanor? You couldn't really see it probably from your angle, Patrick, but we're watching on TV now. He's got a good sideline demeanor too about him.
Yeah, I just thought, like, when you're watching a tournament game and it's just kind of a random team, but you see a coach you kind of like, and you're like, yeah, that guy's kind of got it going on. That's the kind of vibe I get from Mike Schwartz.
I wonder if he was a catcher during his day, or maybe not.
That is a good squat.
Yeah, like he does that a lot. Like
he's got good knees.
He's got good knees, so I guess he did not catch growing up playing baseball. Patrick Mason joining us. We'll take a break. Come back more with Mace.
P-Mace.
More with Pat. Anybody call you Pat?
Yeah, sometimes. I get like a coin flip Pat or Patrick?
What does your mom call you?
Patrick.
Patrick?
Yeah, you get the full name for sure from
Yeah.
mom.
Who calls you Pat?
Just a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
I feel like even if
Pat.
you start out with Patrick, you just devolve into Pat no matter what. You know?
Any Patties?
Yeah, just when they were kind of
Hey,
messing
Patty,
around a
what's
little
up,
bit.
Patty?
Mace.
Yeah.
Patty Mace.
Patty.
Yeah, one of my golfing buddies calls me Patty.
All right.
One of my camp kids, his name is Patrick, and we call him OG Patty P.
OG Patty P.
That's what I call him. What's up, Patrick?
It flows.
All right, there. We love to get to know Patrick. Take a time out. Come back. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Jeff, how's the service department?
Service is going great. Like I told you before, 2022 is a year of the customer. We've been voted #1 dealership in Greenville for 3 years in a row, and there's a reason why. For service, we still offer free pickup and drop off, so we're trying to make it super convenient for the customer. And right now, our customers are repairing their vehicles more than ever.
How can people make a service appointment?
They can go to brownandwood.net or dial 355-6080.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night along with football. Monday is open mic night the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Portable, super quiet, and fuel efficient. Honda EU Series generators are ideal for camping, tailgating, home backup power, and more. All feature Honda's CO Minder carbon monoxide detection system for added peace of mind. Select models include Bluetooth connectivity for wireless control with Honda's My Generator smartphone app. Go with a Honda EU Series generator. It's power you can trust. See Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese, biscuits, and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty. Thank you, Shirley Rhodes, Chan Man. We'll be here with you Friday, 4 o'clock on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. 4 hours, taking you up to kickoff East Carolina and Cincinnati. Patrick Mason will be in the Natty, and we'll talk to him via the phone if we can connect with you. So far, technology has worked out where we have been able to talk to you via phone every game this year.
Yeah, pretty good.
Try to keep that going.
Are you going to try Skyline Chili?
I guess I might have to. I don't know. I've heard that it's not that good, though.
It's like spaghetti sauce is what I heard.
I don't know. I like chili, though. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
How about this? I got into this profession. I wanted to be what I am for 2 reasons. 1, to get into games for free. 2,
check,
to one day be a guest host of a chili cook-off. And Friday, I'll be able to check the second box.
Yeah, I heard you talking about this off the air earlier. Can you explain what you're doing? And how you got this gig?
Somebody I'm friends with on Facebook sent me a message and said they're having a chili cook-off on Veterans Day, November 11th. It'll be at 904 West. And it says, will you be one of our celebrity judges?
When I think of celebrity, I immediately think of you.
So this is obviously bottom of the barrel. I am bringing a celebrity with me, though. Touchdown Tony Collins. So at least people there will be able to get his autograph or whatever.
That's here in Greenville?
Yeah. It's here in Greenville. It's going to be 11 in the morning coming up on the 11th, Veterans Day. We're going to they're going to get some local veterans to come out and get a bowl of chili as well. So they're having a chili cook-off. We're going to be feeding some veterans.
Cool.
And Tony and I and maybe some others are going to be the judges. So.
Do you know what the panel looks like besides you and Tony?
I do not. I will let you know on Friday.
It's going to be like P.D. Pablo.
Raise up.
You're going to have to open up some windows in here after all that chili.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if Shirley and Chandler are going to like that I'm doing that on Friday, but looking forward to that. Patrick, I'm going to look up some fun facts about Cincinnati for you to know. Famous Cincinnatians. I don't know any of these people. Entertainers, okay. Bootsy Collins. Oh, Nick Lachey is a big Cincinnati guy.
What?
Nick
Why do I know
Lachey
his name?
of 98 Degrees.
Okay, boy band era.
Yeah, boy band guy. Ted Turner was born in Cincinnati. People forget.
People do.
3 presidents. One's born in North End. Like, they're giving a lot of leeway here. Benjamin Harrison, Ulysses S. Grant, William Taft, born in Cincinnati-ish.
Just like near.
Yeah. Cincinnati food, Cincinnati-style chili. Oh, barbecue. You need to try some Cincinnati barbecue.
I don't like. There was a place in Utah that was saying, "Oh, you got to try our barbecue." I just have no interest in yeah, we got good barbecue here. Like, I'm not on the search for barbecue elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like I said, maybe chili. I guess that's their thing. But I'm not gonna try Cincinnati barbecue.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I'm good.
So, have you ever been to Cincinnati?
Yeah, actually, when I was younger, me and my parents and another family, we did a road trip to watch a Reds-Cubs series.
Oh, cool.
So that was pretty cool.
So that was in the Great American Ballpark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Really cool place.
Yeah.
And I went to the Louisville Bat Factory, which is not too far away.
Nice. How about the game itself, Patrick? What are your thoughts on Pirates and Bearcats?
I think it'll be interesting. I guess what I'm really looking forward to is like ECU is really playing its best football, and I know they needed the break, but it's just they didn't play for a week, and I'm just curious to see if they can right away kind of find that magic again and find that offensive success because it was working great.
We always talk about that in postseason, rest versus rust is a phrase we like to say, and sometimes the team that gets the bye, like when the Braves got a bye and then played the red-hot Phillies, and they just kind of got swarmed. A lot of people were like, well, point to the Phillies just playing every day and connecting. But I think at this point in the season, the break was way more important than keeping momentum going for East Carolina. I don't know.
You're right. I mean, 9 weeks of football is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how you cut it.
Even
right?
Jeremy Lewis, when I asked him about it, I said, would you like to play again this Saturday, or do you need the break? And he was like, I'm not going to say I need the break, but I'm certainly going to take it and not cancel it. These older guys that have been around a while that have played, 40-plus football games in their career at this point, and 9 straight this year, they're hurting right now. So I think that's key for them. Chandler?
By the way, Clip, we do have a LZD multiple choice of the week.
We'll throw this one out while Patrick's here.
Choice A, Cincy covers.
Which is about 6 right now.
Choice B, Cincinnati doesn't cover but wins. Or C, Pirates win.
I am, I don't know why, maybe irrationally confident about this game. So I'm definitely leaning B or C, and right now I'm leaning C. Chandler, let's get a Wednesday vibe check from you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good about this.
I forgot to ask you how you're feeling. I apologize.
No, it's fine. I'm feeling really good about this football game. Pirates coming off a much-needed bye week, and I really think that this football team is clicking on all cylinders right now. Defense is going to have to play a lot better than they did in the BYU game, especially against the run. And but right now, my vibe checks is probably about a 7.5 on a 10-point scale.
So you're at least leaning B here.
At least B. And I'm probably like you. I think if I had to choose between B and C, I'd probably go C right now.
Now, Patrick, I picked State to beat ECU, Tulane to beat ECU, UCF to beat ECU. Yesterday, I picked Mercer to beat East Carolina in basketball.
It looked like the right pick for a while.
He was more nervous about the basketball game last night than this football game coming up on Friday.
And for good reason. It showed in the first half, and they're down 16. But the Pirates win, and I'm glad they did. So this is not a Homer radio. I want you to say what you feel and not think you're pressured into saying ECU wins because you're on Pirate Radio and because we just said that. So how do you feel about A, B, or C?
I'm actually not gonna lie. I think I'm leaning towards C. I think I've been pretty open about picking against ECU this year. Like I said BYU would win. I think Central Florida, I said they'd win. But something about this, just the way they've been playing, I think really gives me some confidence going into this game. And I really just can't. I keep coming back to it. I can't overlook Keaton Mitchell. I mean, he is the best player on the field in the past 3 games. I mean, he's been incredible.
I wonder if he's the best player on the field against Cincinnati, because, with that talent.
Right. I mean, that kind of levels the playing field a little bit. I know Cincinnati's got some great linebackers. They're pretty good up front. But, I mean, he just consistently finds a way to run around those guys, and even I think Luke Fickell was talking about it. He said, yeah, sure, Keaton's really fast, but if you watch that BYU run when he hit the A-gap and just he can run through the tackles a little bit too. So I just think he does so much for you. And if he's right, I mean, he's a problem.
And remember, we were worried. Well, he left the end of the BYU game, but I guess he's doing all right. But what game was it? I think Memphis. He was a bell cow, and then UCF. But there was a game where we were saying he's just not 100%. Maybe it was Tulane. I don't remember.
I think it was Tulane.
And he didn't get a rest or anything. Like, he didn't get a bye week. He just kept playing and found that gear once again. And at this point right now, you got to think that none of these guys are 100% healthy, but he's good and ready to go, revved up for Friday night.
Yeah, especially with a week off. This is the first time he's actually been able to rest that thing without, just not playing the actual game. So he's just so fast, you know. I think teams just, you know, maybe don't realize that. And just the way with the, you know, the way that East Carolina can pass the ball, it just opens everything up. So I'm actually just kind of cautiously optimistic going into this game.
And Luke Fickell talked about too how it's not, and Keaton Mitchell turns the corner like no other. Or on plays you usually watch on Saturday and Sunday where a guy goes outside and gets caught by a freaky linebacker or a DB, like Keaton Mitchell turns the corner. He doesn't get called.
Right.
But Luke Fickell pointed out how they'll send him up the middle. They'll send him off guard, you know, so and to get yards like that. So he has turned into a complete back. He's also catching the ball. So they're finding a lot of ways to give it to him.
Right, and just the way he runs up the middle, I mean, what is he like? I mean, he's not a big guy, right? So you just wouldn't expect that, but he just seems to wiggle free and find that right hole, and he hits it. So, yeah, I mean, I think just with him, honestly, just makes you gotta feel at least, you know, good about going into this game.
Man, and it was that BYU game where he looked like a seasoned pro. Clinton Portis always did this, Le'Veon Bell, where he'd kind of sit behind the line and wait for it to develop and not hit the hole too fast. It was a beautiful thing to watch, him being patient back there.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell was so fun to watch. Remember he'd put like his hand on his lineman's back?
He just kind of stop almost, come to a complete stop, and then boom.
And Keaton can do that because that burst, you know, the first, you know, step or two, he's already at full speed, so...
All right, good stuff, Patrick. Patrick Mason joining us to get an Iowa update. I asked you earlier off the air if Iowa still had the jackass coach in basketball, Fran McCaffrey.
He's still there.
Back for another year.
Yep, liable to throw a chair at any moment, turn red.
What's the outlook on Iowa hoops this year?
So they past 2 years they've lost like the player of the year to the NBA. Keegan Murray and then Luka Garza.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. They're kind of running it back. They got a pretty long lineup, guys who can shoot. So I think they'll be all right. Honestly, I think it'll be a fun year.
All right, man. What a row of people there in Minji's last night. Intern Peter Foote getting a lot of TV time. Justin Bear, Morgan Ehlers, Scooter Rogers.
Look how clean the coaching staff looks too. I like that look, right? The nice gray pants, the white shoes, white top.
There was a picture I saw. I believe it's Max Stokes and Brian Weingart's on the stat.
Max Stokes. I thought we got him out of Greenville. I hate that guy. I hate him.
He's the foul ball, right?
He's the foul ball ump.
No, he's the timeout ump.
Well, yeah, it was that.
He's the timeout ump. It was a fair ball that was the timeout ump. I hate him.
Hate that guy. Get him out of Greenville.
I can't believe they let him in Minji's Coliseum.
I better not see him at any restaurant establishment.
I better not see him at another game this year. I can tell you that.
They let him run the clock.
I was surprised he didn't call timeout.
My God.
Yeah. All right. So good to see Max Stokes there. Scooter Rogers. He's everywhere. At every game being played in Pitt County.
Scooter in attendance Rogers.
You cannot, perfect attendance. You can always count on that. Patrick, the Bears are one of the most exciting teams in the NFL. What in the world?
Justin Fields, baby.
What's happened in the last 3 weeks?
Man, I think I tweeted this out. It's like the first time in my lifetime that the Bears have actually been anything, exciting on offense. It's incredible. They've been horrific in that department my entire life, and basically their whole existence.
So what are they doing now? Just letting him go?
I think they kind of understood that, he's obviously really athletic. They've worked in some design runs for him. He's not just scrambling for his head off, and he's passing the ball a little bit better. I mean, I'd still like to see a 200-yard passing game out of him, but, he ran for, 178 yards, passed for 3 scores. He's kind of doing it all, and it's fun.
Yeah, the run he had the other day where he pump faked and then ran, that's one of the most athletic plays I've seen this year.
Yeah, it was incredible. It's just, I think the way, obviously you got to throw the ball, but I think the NFL is more of like a scoring league. Just any way you can find points, and he's been able to do that. So it's fun. I know they're not going to be very good. They kind of blew up the defense on purpose, but as long as the offense showing some signs, I'm back all in, man.
It doesn't matter how many times, how many reps plays a guy's gotten. Anytime he sees a pump fake from a quarterback or some, even in basketball, they go for it.
Yeah.
And Fields could be 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. Just give them a little flick, and the guys will jump. They fall for it every time.
Yeah, it's just like
instinct.
Yeah, it's just part of being a human, I guess. You just got to leave your feet.
Ball off the rim, a rebound, and you can paint this one purple in Minges Coliseum. Speaking of painting it purple, we'll talk to Jeff Charles coming up here in just a couple of minutes as he will join us on the program. Patrick, you can find his work on the page of the Daily Reflector online, reflector.com. Give him a follow on Twitter. Patrick, every white man has a podcast. How's yours going?
It's in the works. It's going out of my head, maybe not publicly.
During the summer, my wife and I dropped 2 episodes of Crime Time where we talk true crime.
Ooh, okay.
We'll bring that back after the football season, I guess. But if you had a podcast, what would it be about?
I think it would just kind of be just about any and everything. I think my favorite podcasts are when it kind of goes off the rails a little bit, like when it kind of goes off topic. So maybe you just have a loose topic of, something, but then you end up talking about, plumbing or something. You know what I mean? Just like anything. I just kind of like when it goes off the well. Maybe not that, but
I love toilet fixtures. I got to tell you.
Yeah, the porcelain. It's great.
All right. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks.
Enjoy Cincinnati. We'll talk to you Friday. Patrick Mason joining us today. Jeff Charles joining us on the other side of this timeout. We'll also make you a winner in hour 3. We got a lot of Mike Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Harrell to talk to, hear from as well. Busy times, right? Busy day yesterday with hoops and all the interviews, so we'll bring it all to you when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. There were no U.S.-born black players in the World Series this year. I'll have some thoughts next. Just like Pepsi, Chandra Mims from Vanceboro, born in Eastern Carolina.
This is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. I'm the fourth generation of my family to have the honor of distributing Pepsi-Cola products to my neighbors in eastern North Carolina. For over 75 years, my family has taken pride in this great responsibility, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over 7 decades. When you purchase a Pepsi in eastern North Carolina, you are supporting your community and keeping those dollars right here in your own backyard. Support local, drink Pepsi. Go Pirates.
There were no U.S. black players in the World Series this year, as the Houston Astros nor the Philadelphia Phillies had a black player. Major League Baseball Players Association Chief Tony Clark said, quote, "I'm disappointed and it is unfortunate," end of quote. This is the first time since 1950 that a black player was not on either team. Astros manager Dusty Baker was more outspoken. He was, quote, "ashamed of the game," unquote. Black players represent only 6.8% of the Major League Baseball rosters. The percentage of black players continues to go down. Give credit to the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation. That organization is building ballparks in the inner cities to get kids more involved at an early age. Baseball needs to do more. They've paid lip service to the declining numbers for years. Let's hope they take action now. Baseball is losing a lot of great athletes to other sports. It is hurting America's pastime. Come on back again next time and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back into the show. Here's a clip.
That's me. Shirley Rhodes here. The man of Chan is here.
No, I almost messed it up. I was like, now let's head back into the show. Here's PRL. Wait, no, that's not right.
Might as well just name me that at this point. Those are my initials. Trying to hook up with the voice of Jeff Charles here in this hour to recap last night's thrilling win, ECU over Mercer, and also talk some ECU Cincinnati. While we await for him, Shirley, we've got a lot of audio from yesterday, and I haven't heard any of it, so I want to hear it for the first time. Let's first hear from ECU head football coach Mike Houston as he met with the media one final time before the Pirates kick it off with Cincinnati on Friday night.
Well, I think, really pleased the way we've come out of the bye week and practiced this week. Had a good practice on Sunday like we talked about, and then a couple of very good days. I think the kids are very energized, refreshed. Very motivated. Obviously, they understand what we got in front of us Friday night. They understand the challenge of playing up there and the caliber team we're playing. They're really excited about it. So it's going to be a good ball game, and look forward to continuing to prepare for it. Questions?
It was pretty warm yesterday, so it was good to get at least somewhat of a Cincinnati feel.
It's probably similar to what it's going to be like Friday night out there this evening. So it's good. I mean, it really helps us prepare. Had a little bit of wind today, which I think we'll have some wind Friday night also. So it was good conditions for us to practice in.
Mike Houston from yesterday's press conference. We'll hear more from Coach Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick, and Blake Harrell coming up this hour on Pirate Radio Live. But right now, we'll head out to the Pit Electric Live line and visit with the voice, Jeff Charles, who joins us. He'll be on the call Friday night in Cincinnati, and he was on the call last night as Mike Schwartz picked up win number 1 as the head basketball coach of the Pirates. Jeff, welcome in. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Clip. I'll tell you what, it's extremely busy. We've got 2 basketball games this week, the game you referenced from last night, and also the big football game coming up on Friday. So we're running pretty much 24/7 these days.
No doubt. And man, what a great game to call last night, Jeff, in the opener for the Mike Schwartz era. Pirates got down 16, but they love a good comeback in Minges. It seems like it happens quite a bit, and they were able to turn it around, win the game last night. And Jeff, I had a chance to talk to you very briefly today in the Pirate Radio studios about the growth of Javon Small, Brandon Johnson. We'll talk about those guys. First, Brandon, I asked you, Jeff, and you can give the answer you gave me earlier today. Did you have any idea that Brandon Johnson would be out there, 3 feet behind the three-point line hitting threes last night?
I had no idea he was going to do that. And on the postgame show last night, both Javon and Brandon were our stars of the game. And I asked him on the network about that, and he said, well, as soon as the season was over last year, he said the very next day, I started shooting threes and working on my three-point game, and obviously it paid off. He looked very confident. He looked very good knocking down those threes early in the game. So I was really pleased to see that. Brandon has always had terrific athletic ability. We saw that last year. I thought toward the tail end of the year last year, he maybe ran out of gas a little bit as freshmen do. They hit the wall. But you can remember back to last year, Cliff, we were really impressed with him, with his athleticism, and he was blocking shots and he was rebounding the ball very well. There for a while, he's one of the better rebounders in the American Athletic Conference, and he was a kid that kind of flew, down below the radar somewhere from Brunswick Community College. Did not even have great stats there, but some folks knew about him and knew of him from his high school days. And so, again, he's one of those players that we see oftentimes at ECU who, is not highly recruited but is a really good player. And ECU was able to give him an opportunity last year. He got his feet wet, and now moving forward, he's going to be a really nice player, I think, for Coach Schwartz. And then you mentioned Javon Small, and it didn't even look like the same player. I turned to my broadcast partner, Michael Perry, last night, and I said, who is this guy? Because we never saw Javon play like that. Now, he just didn't get a whole lot of playing time last year. But as a freshman, they have deer in the headlights sometimes, and when he would get into games, he didn't look very confident. And, again, he didn't get to play very much. But now it looks like he's going to be a main cog. And in preseason practice, Coach Perry told me, he said he's shooting the ball better than anybody on the team. So he showed that last night. So really encouraged with Javon and the progress that he has made. And I think he's going to be a main cog moving forward this year.
And got to the rim as well, Jeff. Threw down a thunderous dunk. I had several finishes inside, drawing fouls, and really just did it all. And as we spoke earlier today, briefly talked about his confidence level. And I guess he was taking a back seat last year, obviously, to Tristan Newton and still Tremont Robinson-White, J.J. Miles, kind of that guard and forward positionings. But he is the guy this year, and just showed a whole new confidence level on the court last night. And I thought it was awesome, Jeff, that Mike Schwartz has had a couple conversations with us this offseason, and he mentioned both times that the returning guys, the guys we've talked about, including R.J. Felt and Luigi DeBeau, really bought in from day one. And I don't know if Mike Schwartz made them leaders or if they turned into leaders, but last night they were the ones leading the charge and kind of telling the new guys, hey, follow us. And I was really impressed by that because I didn't know which way it would go. I didn't know if one of these newcomers would play 30 minutes, be the leading scorer, all that. But no, it was the returners who played the most minutes and kind of led the way for the Pirates, at least through one game of this season.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Clip. And then we have to mention R.J. Felton. He had that big three late in the game, which was a huge shot, and he was also in double figures with 11 points. And so you had the three holdover guys, if you will. They were the three guys in double figures last night. And, yes, every time I've talked with Coach Schwartz here in the preseason, he tells me the holdover guys have been great. And, sometimes that really is not the case because coaching transitions, as you know, Cliff, are awkward sometimes and can also be a little bit difficult for the guys who are still in the program who were recruited by the previous coach. But these guys are good people, and they've meshed together well. I asked all of them yesterday when I had a chance to talk to them how the transition has gone, and they've all really totally bought in. So that's the good news. The chemistry is really good on this basketball team right now between the new guys and the holdover guys. And so, yes, everything's moving in the right direction. And Mercer is a good team. They're a solid Southern Conference team. They won 16 games last year, so it wasn't like the Pirates played the Sisters of the Poor last night. They played a pretty good basketball team, and I think Mercer will win their share of games this year. So that was a good quality win to start the season.
No doubt. And you look around America and who's playing who, and 3 AAC teams lost on Monday night, and other teams are opening up with D2 opponents and things like that. This is a good opener for East Carolina to get that win, get some confidence as they head into Saturday with Presbyterian and games on in after that. Jeff, the little guy, Caleb LeCount, I was wondering if he'd be a part of the rotation, and yeah, he played about 20 minutes last night for East Carolina. Hit a couple of threes and finished the game with 6 points, and had a couple open looks I know he'd like to have back, but it looks like, at least early, he's going to be a part of the rotation, what Mike Schwartz wants to do, and I love watching him out there. So quick, can shoot the ball. We'll see if he can be a pest on defense, but looks like he will get some time for this team this year.
Well, he'll be the guy that everybody will be pulling for. He'll become a fan favorite because he's listed, Clip, at 5'8", and I think he's more like about 5'5" or 5'6", probably on a good day. But he's exciting to watch, and he looks very confident shooting the basketball. He looks like he's got a good three-point stroke. So, yeah, he's going to be an exciting player to watch. There are a lot of schools between Los Angeles, California, and Greenville, North Carolina. So he's come all the way across the country to play his college basketball. Haven't had a chance to ask Coach Schwartz about the recruiting story with Caleb, but I'll get around to asking that. We'll pass that along on the air. But, yeah, when the Pirates signed him, it was like, who really is this guy? And I think he's going to make an impression. I really do, and Coach wants to play a lot of people. He wants to really develop depth. So, they're probably going to try and go about 10 guys deep this year, and he should be able to get some minutes.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, you got a football game to call coming up on Friday night. Pirates and Bearcats. Cincinnati, Luke Fickell has had the Pirates number in recent years. Pirates did beat them back in 2017, I believe. Scotty Montgomery knocked off Luke Fickell back then, but they have not lost a home game since 2017. It was actually November 10th. It was a Friday night against Temple, so almost 5 years to the day, East Carolina will be playing them there at Nippert Stadium with a chance to knock them off, and everybody I talked to, myself included, are giving this team a fighting chance to go up there and do that with the way they've been playing lately.
Oh, no doubt, Clip. I think the Pirates have a chance to win the football game on Friday night. I really do. I've watched Cincinnati play a couple of times this year, and they're good, but they're not as good as they were last year, and they just lost too many players, 9 players to the NFL draft off that 13-1 team that played in the college football playoff against Alabama. And they're still a very, very good team, but, again, I think the Pirates match up pretty well, and I'll be very disappointed if that game does not go into the fourth quarter on Friday night and the Pirates are right there with UC. So I think East Carolina's got a legitimate chance to go up there and end the win streak. Clip, it's insane when you stop and think about it. A team has won 31 games in a row at home. Could you imagine if ECU would go on a run like that, 1 wins in a row at home in Greenville, what this place would be like as far as the fan base is concerned? Well, that's what they have done in Cincinnati, and you've got to give Luke Fickell a lot of credit. I mean, he's done a terrific job there, and, we talk about it every time the Pirates play Cincinnati, Clip. They play more of the Midwest-style, Big Ten, physical style of football, and that's the kind of coach that he is. And really, that's the kind of coach that Mike Houston is, too. So I think we're going to see a heavyweight fight in this game coming up on Friday night. And Cincinnati has, as we've talked about before, a terrific high school recruiting base. They have so many players in that city, and high school football in Ohio and in the Cincinnati area is really, really big. And they usually get a lot of linemen just from right there in the city, which is the case again this year. And they're always big and strong and physical, and they go, throughout the Midwest to get speed, and they've got their share of speed like they had last year as well. So it's going to be a great football game. I'm really excited about this one. It's going to be a sellout, a big stage on a Friday night under the lights at Nippert. So, yeah, all the ingredients are there for a great football game and hopefully for a Pirate upset.
No doubt. Jeff Charles has been painting it purple quite a bit lately with this football team, and even last night with hoops. And, Jeff, I'm not the bearer of bad news. This has been out, so you've probably seen it by now, and you kind of knew it was coming anyway. But the future schedules for East Carolina with the new AAC teams coming in. I know you were absolutely thrilled to see you'd be going to San Antonio, a trip to Rice next year, back down to Florida Atlantic. So, yeah, you'll get your frequent flyer miles once again next year and the years to come.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Clip. And I think until you really see it on paper or in print, people really don't maybe understand. And I think then when you see it, it kind of hits people between the eyes. But this conference is going to change, and it's going to change drastically. And you're losing the three big dogs, as we know, Cincinnati and Houston and UCF, and you're bringing in teams that are not of that caliber. So it's going to change. But you mentioned going to San Antonio. I've never been there in my life, so I actually am kind of interested and excited to go out to San Antonio and see a game out there and call a game there in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, the old Spurs arena, right? They play in the Alamo Dome.
Yep, absolutely. And, they've done a great job with their program out there. UTSA has really come on, and I guess you can understand why. They're in Texas, and there are a lot of football players there. But you mentioned the other schools, Cliff. I've been to Rice a bunch of times back in the old Conference USA days, and Florida Atlantic, of course, we were just there and played in their stadium just a few weeks ago at Boca Raton. And then, over to Charlotte. Know Charlotte well. I haven't done a broadcast there. UAB's got a brand-new, beautiful stadium. When Skip Holtz was here a couple of weeks ago, I asked Skip about that stadium there. He says, it's a terrific venue right in downtown Birmingham. So kind of looking forward to checking that out in a year or two. And North Texas is somebody new. We've not been to North Texas. They've not been here. So it's going to change, though, Clip. And I thought the interesting thing that came out of that release from the AAC today is the fact that it's going to be just one division of 14 schools, and the top two schools will play at the end of the year with the regular season standings, will play for the conference championship. So that's what they have decided to do moving forward. So going to be a lot of moving parts with 14 teams in one division.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, before we let you go, I don't get into too many hypotheticals with you. I kind of stick to the script and talk sports with you, but I did throw out a bi-week questionnaire on social media that got a lot of feedback about, favorite current Pirate, favorite all-time Pirate, all that. But my final question was, if you could schedule a home and home with a team in football, who would you like to see on the schedule? And I went with one that we're going to see later in the 2020s, and that's Wake Forest. I think that'd be a really fun series right now with the way these two teams play, and hopefully it will be when we finally get to see them on the field. But, some people kind of went for it all and said, Alabama, LSU, Ohio State. But how about you, Jeff? If you are made scheduling czar for 1 year and they got your input on it, who's the team or two that comes to your mind you would like to see a home and home with in football for ECU?
I don't know if anybody mentioned this or not, Clip, but how about USC? Could you imagine the storyline with Lincoln Riley bringing USC into Greenville to play the Pirates in the future, and then going out to the Coliseum and playing Southern Cal, playing Lincoln's team? And that would be at the top of the wish list, I guess. But when you get a little bit more realistic, like you mentioned, I think the Wake Forest series home and away would be great. I'd like to see Duke back on the series as well, home and away. That would be good. And, as long as I have been here, there's always been some talk, maybe a little bit hush-hush talk, but, East Carolina's never been able to schedule Clemson for whatever reason. And there have been talks about playing a game in Charlotte, and that's never happened. But that would be a great game, and, on a wish list, this wouldn't happen, but it would be a great home-and-home series. But I've always thought somewhere along the line, East Carolina should play Clemson. I think there would be a tremendous interest in that game, so I would also have to put that on the list.
I've never really thought about that, Jeff, but you've played, of course, South Carolina, and you've played all the schools here in North Carolina. You've played Virginia. You've had them here. You've had Virginia Tech here, but you're right. And is that all-time, Jeff? No meetings all-time with Clemson in the history?
I think that's correct.
Wow.
I have to go to the record book and look for sure, but off the top of my head, I think that may be the case. There was some talk at one point, Clip, and then it just kind of went away for whatever reason. This was years ago. There was some talk about East Carolina going over to Davidson, and that's another team in basketball. If we want to talk about a basketball schedule, that would be good. But there was talk a number of years ago that East Carolina would play Davidson at Davidson on a Friday night and then play Clemson on a Saturday in Charlotte. And, boy, that would be really attractive. I know that would get a lot of Pirate fans excited about a doubleheader like that, but it never came to fruition. But, yeah, Clemson and East Carolina playing on the gridiron, maybe at some point, maybe we will live to see that day, although I don't think it's ever happened.
Jeff Charles joining us, Pit Electric Live Line. Jeff, always enjoy the chat. We will check in with you live from Cincinnati coming up on Friday. So have a safe trip and a great call, and we will talk to you then.
Sounds great, Clip. Always enjoy it. Have a good one.
All right, thank you, sir. There's Jeff Charles, and yeah, that brings up a good point. Like that home and home with Virginia, I don't know why, but that was one of my favorite ECU games at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Just having Virginia here and the Pirates handling business, and I think it was like one of those kickoffs that starts in the sunlight and gets darker as the game goes on, and I just remember that being an awesome day at Dowdy-Ficklin. And East Carolina beating the Cavaliers here at home. Of course, we returned the trip to Charlottesville, and they beat us down pretty good.
Yeah, I remember because that was on Raycom Sports.
I just remember their running back went down the sideline.
Yep.
On us. But that's a fun series, that little home and home there.
As you and Jeff were talking about it, and, you know, you brought up Duke, you brought up Wake Forest, and then first thing I thought of was our former meetings with Virginia, because that was back in my early years, in my young years, and I did really enjoy those matchups and stuff, playing the Cavaliers and stuff. And, I mean, why not, you know, let's talk to Eric Ward. I know he doesn't have much to say in that, but it could be an Eric Ward Bowl of all things.
And it was just a quick deal. Hey, home and home, 1-1. Why can't we do more of that?
Another team I thought of was, and a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but like kind of go off a beaten path here. Coastal Carolina, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, as good as they've been, I'd like to see them on the schedule.
Like go to Myrtle Beach one year, they come to Greenville one year, maybe meet up in Charlotte one year.
Somebody even said Southern Miss, and look, if you're going to be one of those people that looks when NC State and other schools talk down to ECU, then you can't look down on Southern Miss. Be consistent is all I'm saying. And you might look at it as taking a step down, but I wouldn't mind a home and home in Southern Miss. I mean, look at some of the other schools we play in the non-conference. I would rather see them than Old Dominion for the 12th time. We got them coming up a whole lot, so I would like to see that. Obviously, I would like to see the ACC schools I mentioned. If we could somehow get into the Big Ten action with Maryland or Rutgers, that would be cool too. But just something different. I don't know.
Drew makes a good point on Facebook that the UVA contract and that relationship probably had a lot to do with Terry Holland.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we played Clemson, Wake Forest, and State here at home in basketball. I don't think an ACC team will ever come to Minges again. Ever.
I remember Clemson coming here now.
State will definitely never come again. But Clemson, they had little Terrence Oglesby out there shooting threes from half court. And Wake had
Al-Farouq Aminu.
A damn dunk-a-thon with Aminu, Teague, L.D. Williams. They were a badass team.
Ish Smith, I think.
And I want to say ECU was tied at the half, and then Wake won by 30 points, if I remember.
And then we would meet them in, like, Greensboro. You remember that? We would play them at Greensboro Coliseum, too, I remember.
So, yeah, Terry got some deals done. It's about some connections. Hey, Gilbert, let's get Tennessee here.
That was the one that I was thinking of. Tennessee. Throw in some action, too.
You want a little action, Shirley?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a little action.
Who you want?
Like a little Toledo.
Little rocket action?
I mean, I wish Isaiah Winstead was here for one more year. Have an Isaiah Winstead revenge game.
I ain't going to be here for that.
No, he's going to be in the NFL.
They're my boys. I don't want to play them. Maybe beat up on Northern Illinois to repay them for the Confer era?
Yes, absolutely.
Get them in here?
Throw in a little Ball State.
A little Ball State action. Jansen, and I saw this team a lot. He said include Mississippi State into the convo. I saw that answer quite a bit. That'd be a fantastic home and home.
Especially in I would love that in baseball.
All right.
I don't know why I brought up baseball.
They just won the championship a couple of years ago, so that's why. But
Mississippi State, Ole Miss.
I remember playing Ole Miss. Does any other Pirate fan remember this? I hope this is not one of those Mandela effect things. But I remember early 2000s playing Ole Miss here in Greenville in basketball, I want to say on a Sunday afternoon, and beating them in Minges Coliseum. Can anybody else out there confirm that that actually happened? I just need one confirmation. I don't even want to look it up. I could Google it up right now, but I want one of you out there to tell me that you were there in Minges that day, or either watched it or listened to it and know that ECU beat Ole Miss at Minges back in the day. I'm pretty sure I was there and it happened.
I was just laughing at Drew's comment. We've talked about Mississippi State and maybe getting a relationship with them in football. And Drew says on Facebook, comment says that Mike Leach does love Pirates.
He does. He's getting stranger by the day. Michael Hughes says, Vandy. That'd be fun.
That would not be a bad idea. Although they can keep the Whistler where he's at.
We're talking about football.
I know.
Drew says, Drew, you're talking about Marshall Henderson. That was like a few years ago. I'm talking about early 2000s. Jay says 65-49. Is that the score of the game I was referring to? Because Jay says they beat us.
Ole Miss beat us in basketball.
Now I got to look it up.
Google it up.
Was that here?
Jay said he's got a date, January 4th, 2004.
Well, that would fit the time. January 3rd, 2004 is what I'm seeing here. But that was at Ole Miss, 65-49. The one I'm talking about was here in Granville. And the Pirates won, I want to say. So see if we can find that one. ECU Ole Miss basketball 2003. I don't know. I might have made this up. I can't find it. We'll see. We'll see. Let's take a break. We'll come back. I'm going to do all I can to find this damn game. That's my game finding music. How far does the schedule go back on the website? Oh! It cuts off at 05. What do you got, Chandler? Give me something.
It says here 11/24/2002. This is on
yep.
This is on Ole Miss's website.
Yeah.
It says a loss.
Yeah.
58-65.
65-58.
65-58.
To East Carolina in Minges, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I got it. I knew it. Get them back here.
Errol Bing, Gabriel McCullis.
Stop the music. Stop everything. Chandler, I will let a lot of stuff go on this show. Quite a few things. You butchering the names of pirate legends is one thing I will not allow to happen.
I know I should have.
Errol Bing!
I'm surprised Shirley has not gotten physically violent. You handled yourself well, Shirley.
I'm sorry.
I just was stunned.
It's fine. You're not from that era,
I'm
Chandler.
not from that era.
I understand it, but that was like nails on a chalkboard hearing you say that about one of my top 3 all-time favorite pirate. I mean, maybe my favorite player. We've had him on the show.
That's like calling Rajay Ray J.
Ray J. Hurst, Errol Bing, a warrior on the court.
That dude was a beast.
I loved Errol Bing. I loved Gabriel McCullis. Loved him.
Who else was on that team?
Right.
You did not say that name right.
How did I say it?
You went kind of Mikulas, or you didn't.
Was
like I sat here and I looked and I was like,
team too?
I said
Musa Badian.
There were some great names on that team.
Let's go to break.
Darius Morrow?
Shirley,
I'm
going to allow a lot of things on this show.
God, that was stupid.
But you mixing
What
up
is wrong with you?
those errors being off by like 8 to 10 years.
Darius Morrow was 09-ish with Brock
You know
Young.
what? You know what?
I'm about to leave. I'm walking out. Y'all do the rest of the show. I'm done.
Okay, good night, everybody.
I'm out of here.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients.
Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road in Winterville, and a new location coming soon to Uptown Greenville.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
Buying a home? Then you've got a lot on your mind. Now rising rates? It's a lot. This is Timothy Sawyer, your local Rocket Mortgage professional right here in Greenville, North Carolina. With Rocket, you have an advantage. You can lock your rate for 90 days while you search for a home. If rates rise, yours is safe. But if they fall within the first 3 years of buying, you can refinance to a lower rate with exclusive savings. Take the Rocket advantage of calling me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Revive Health and Wellness of Greenville is here to enhance your health, assist you with weight loss goals, improve your overall feeling of well-being, elevate your natural beauty, and to give you the confidence that you need and deserve. Locally owned and operated by Samantha Casper, Revive Health and Wellness has a new location and is ready to serve you. Visit them at 2459 Emerald Place in Greenville. Call today to set up an appointment at 350-1805 or go online at revivehealthwellness.org.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express. We're here to serve our pirate community by offering easy payments for easy ownership. For you landlubbers, R&R will install a new set of tires for just $20. $50 installs new custom wheels and tires. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Pirate Radio.
It's great to be on. This is an honor. You know, Pirate Radio is kind of a cult following around North Carolina, so I'm excited.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes, the man of Chan here. I am Clip Brock. Last night I hosted trivia at Emporium for the young professionals of Pitt County, and we had a fun night. I asked Bryce Williams some of these but I think we were off the air. Did I ask y'all any questions yesterday? All right, I'm going to do it right now. And we'll start with the fun one. And I'm going to go to Shirley, who's our music expert. I should give Shirley 10 seconds. I didn't give them a limit on time, but you have more than 10 seconds, Shirley. But name 3 songs with the word baby in the title. Go.
Baby, Baby, Baby by Amy Grant. Baby by Justin Bieber. Hit Me Baby One More Time, Britney Spears.
Didn't need 10 seconds. Interesting that you went Baby, Baby, Baby by Amy Grant, which I do remember that song. When I came up with the question, the 3 I came up with were Baby, Baby, Baby by TLC.
Oh, that's a good one.
Remember that one?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Always Be My Baby by Mariah Carey. And Baby by the Biebs.
Yep.
So I went with those. But had some interesting answers last night. Bryce had 3 country songs with baby in them. I was pretty impressed. It was like Dwight Yoakam and 2 people I've never heard of. But he got those. Chandler, you were Beta Club, right?
National Beta Club.
Get it right.
Get it right.
This was not a county thing. Chandler, I need you to name the 3 planets in the solar system between Earth and Uranus.
Oh. Venus.
No.
Saturn.
Yes.
Saturn. Mars.
Yes.
And
Shirley, if you remember Saved by the Bell, Screech said
Jupiter.
Umvittenschnup was how you remember the planets in order. Umvittenschnup. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn is correct. Well done. You are indeed a beta clubber.
Yes, sir.
These are kind of fun. All right.
By the way, girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider.
I just had to throw that in, huh? Yeah. All right. Which one of y'all can come up with this first? Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So this is before and after. I'm going to give you 2 different clues. The answers will go into one another. Like LeBron James Harden.
Yeah.
Or like Shirley Rhodes Scholar. So it could be people. It could be a thing.
Okay.
Chandler Honeycutt the grass. All right. So first, American chain of casual dining restaurants that serve gourmet burgers and brews. Second part of the clue is singer of the
Red Robin Thicke.
Wow. Yeah. Did you already know Red Robin?
Yeah. When you say gourmet burgers, I literally was like Red Robin. And I was like, all right, we got something here with Robin. And as soon as you said singer, I said Robin Thicke.
The number 1 hit in 2013, Blurred Lines.
Blurred Lines.
Another nickname for Chandler. He is now Burger Boy. That was impressive.
I like the specialist, by the way.
The specialist. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, Shirley's got to get the phone. And this is kind of out of your era, and you're not a movie or TV guy. All right, Shirley's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. First part, 33rd President of the United States. I bet you don't know that, special boy. And second part, Academy Award and Golden Globe nominated movie from 1998 starring Laura Linney, Ed Harris, and Jim Carrey in a dramatic role.
Oh, God.
One of my favorite movies.
Harry Truman Show.
Bang. That's how it's done. Well done, Shirley.
It took me a second. I was like, oh, no, I know this one.
That was a great movie.
It was. It was a very good movie.
Great movie. All right. This is a race. Are y'all ready?
Go.
White.
I don't know what that means.
You said it was a race.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, jeez.
The capital of Minnesota. Minnesota! And the star of Ant-Man, and This Is 40.
Minneapolis?
St. Paul. Wait. Yeah, St. Paul Rudd.
St. Paul Rudd. Well done, Shirley.
Because I am a Marvel fan. I've seen Ant-Man like 1,000 times.
Damn you.
All right, I got a couple more here.
Go for it.
The 20th highest selling board game of all time. That didn't give you much. And an alcoholic beverage with a numerical name sold at stores that was banned by some states in 2010. Since then, it no longer markets itself as an alcoholic energy drink.
Holy cow.
Wait, what was the first part?
The 20th highest selling board game of all time. Your second clue is an alcoholic beverage with a numerical name sold at stores that was banned by some states in 2010. Now it no longer markets itself as an alcoholic energy drink. We've got our contestants thanking Shirley, head and hands, Chandler scratching his chin area. They're coming up with nothing here. Steve Hill has chimed in. He already has it. He's playing the home version.
The only one I can think of that had a numerical name was Colt 45.
No. No, but yeah. Chandler, you have a guess? You want me to tell you? Connect 4 Loco.
I was thinking Monopoly, Operation, Life. I was like,
Which I can,
Chutes and Ladders. I was like, what the hell?
I can say I've never had a 4 Loco in my life.
I've never had one.
Me either.
And you said a numerical name, and the only two that popped into my head was Colt 45 and Mad Dog 2020. Those are the only two that I could go. And I was like, board game that has the word Mad Dog in it. I was like, this is not connecting with me.
I know they're not a sponsor, but 4 Loco Friday could be coming to Pirate Radio soon, where we all drink 4 Loco.
All right.
Oh, boy.
I got a couple more.
Go for it.
The body of water that runs through Pitt County, and the CW show based on the characters from the Archie comics.
Tar Riverdale.
I got Tar River. I just didn't know. I had no idea what the second one was.
Riverdale.
My niece is a huge fan of that show. That's the only reason I know about it.
All right. The last one is the head football coach of the ECU Pirates and the 2022 World Series champions.
Mike Houston Astros.
Yeah. Mike Houston Astros.
I got you, Shirley. Gotcha.
Good job, contestants.
It was almost a clean sweep. I only missed 2 of them.
I got the first one.
You'll walk away
you got the first one.
with
Red Robin
nothing, but we do have a giveaway.
Here's one for you.
Okay. What you got?
No. Just a trivia question.
What you got? You're getting me ready for tonight at AJ's.
Who sang the theme song to Three's Company?
Three's Company 2.
Come on, knock on my door.
Come on, knock on my door.
Alan Thicke sang a lot of those songs.
Alan Thicke?
You are correct.
And I know
Alan Thicke.
I know that because
Robin Thicke's father.
A character on a podcast I listen to, Comedy Bang Bang, a comedian goes on as Alan Thicke sometimes and sings new songs.
Come on, knock on my door.
Come on, knock on my door.
We've been waiting for you.
Oh, we've been waiting for you.
Where the towels say hers and his.
Three's Company 2.
Whamp, wham, amp, whamp. All right, for tuning into that segment, we'll make you a winner right now and open up.
And the show's over.
Goodbye.
Bye. You're not a winner.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, Shirley, what are we giving away today?
$10 gift card to Familia.
Oh, man. I've been on a Familia fast for about 3 weeks. I got to end that. I need to get back there. $10 to Familia can be yours. What caller do you want?
6.
All right, caller 6, 317-1250. We're back with more on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Hey Jeff, how's inventory going?
Inventory levels are increasing. For the first time in over 45 days, we have Mazdas in stock, Buick in stock, Cadillac in stock, and GMC in stock. I highly encourage the customer to go to gmc.com, build and price their vehicle, share that with Brown & Wood, and let us place your order. We need some price protection for these customers, and you got to place an order to have that.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville, and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling take a beating. Guarantee your system is ready when you need it. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Delcor, the service professionals.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hungry for game day, Pirate Nation? Take advantage of the Warren's Hot Dogs tailgate special of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. And the best part, this special is available every day. Just call ahead and Warren's will have your order ready to go. Hungry for breakfast? Warren's Hot Dogs in Chocowinity opens at 5 a.m. with cheese biscuits, chicken biscuits, sausage dogs, and more. Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers, or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Go Pirates!
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of Pip Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 five-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Carlton Venters or C.J. Messerly at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! That means those pregame barbecues with an ice-cold Pepsi? Totally back. Your perfectly placed football watching corner seat back and comfy as ever. 18 Sundays of touchdown scoring, Hail Mary throwing, ice-cold Pepsi flowing football action. You better believe it's back. And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. And when we say always, we mean always. Like when your lawn is looking less like a lawn and more like a jungle. If the game's on, then the lawnmower ain't. And those gutters you haven't cleaned, today is not their day. Or maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
This is Miles Berry, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Congratulations to Jeff Dover of Greenville. Picked up a $10 gift card to Familia. Familia is your place for great Italian food. Whether it's great New York-style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parm, or the delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, thank you, Shirley.
talked about a moment ago, some home and homes you would like to schedule in football. See East Carolina face, and mentioned Southern Miss. Go back to the Rock. Bring back a pretty good rivalry. Redbeard says, we don't have enough welfare money to get Southern Miss here. Hey, little current events, little Brett Favre current events humor there. Didn't get many chuckles from Studio B. Shirley walked away, and Chandler just gave me a death stare. So, Redbeard, sorry, man. Didn't get many laughs on that one here.
I would give Wes Hines laugh.
Was I supposed to give him a rim shot?
You're not supposed to do anything. I mean, if it's worthy of a rim shot, you can. If it's not,
Go for it.
It's not.
Dude.
Give him a dude.
I saw Garrett Short yesterday, and I said, dude.
Dude.
What was he saying, dude, in reaction to there? I remember.
Panthers.
Chandler remembers. It was to Chandler saying the Panthers would
scratch out 8 or 9 wins and make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs. Yeah. By the way, Steve Hill is blowing me up. I hate to even bring this up. Shirley and Steve, y'all can take this off air if you want. Shirley, I'm just giving you what he's telling me. He said Alan Thicke wrote a bunch of those theme songs, rest in peace. Alan Thicke did not sing the theme song to Three's Company. It was. He says it was Ray Charles, not that one. So I guess another one.
Ray Charles.
This is the final say I have on this topic. If Shirley and Steve want to continue this beef, you can, but I will not be the facilitator for it.
He'll be at AJ's at 8 o'clock, Shirley, if you want to go and beat him up.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
Shirley just stomps in there, picks up a chair.
I got you, Ray Charles.
I got you, Ray Charles.
Can you see me now? I'm going to send you to Georgia.
Georgia.
All right. That's all the Ray Charles references I got. You know who's a really good actor? Jamie Foxx.
Yes, he is. And he played Ray Charles very well.
He is really good at anything he does. Comedic on, what was it, Shirley? In Living Color back in the day?
In Living Color.
Who was it again?
Jamie
Foxx.
Yes, in Living Color, yes.
He was awesome
because
there.
He did 3 snaps in a circle. Hated it. With Alan Greer.
I feel like he did David Allen Greer.
You also need to look up, he was on Jimmy Fallon, and they do the Wheel of Music or whatever, where he's
really good at music.
He presses a button. They give you a artist to impersonate in a song, and man, Jamie Foxx is just an absolute talent because he sounds just like the artist and can sing the song as well.
Uncle Wanda, Scott says. I was trying to think of another female character he played or whatever, but he was good in that song with Twista. Listen to some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita would definitely set this party off right. Yeah.
Gold Digger.
Oh yeah, he's in that too.
He sang a song with T-Pain called Alcohol.
Blame it on the
alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol.
God, that was tough, Jeff. That was a tough listen right there.
Blame
Jeff.
it on the.
All right, we got it.
On the.
Shirley, has Shirley been looking up singer of Three's Company?
It's like she's doing
homework. I am.
There's smoke
here's
coming
the
up
thing.
from the keyboard.
Here's the thing. Number one, and I'm trying to I'm trying to verify this. The notion of him singing the Three's Company song came from the fact that he mentioned he sang the song twice in an interview.
Okay.
And that's where that came up from. But he is being given credit to writing the theme song to Facts of Life. So I'm trying to verify that.
All right.
So
wait, why does this guy look so familiar?
Who?
Alan Thicke. Where did I?
Because he was in Pains, man.
He was in Growing Pains.
He's in Pains.
Nah, he was in something else other than that.
Not really.
Married with Children. He was in The Outer Limits. Seventh
Married
Heaven.
with Children? What
Yes,
was he
he was in an episode.
Oh, an episode?
3 episodes as Henry or Bruce. He was also in Yes, Dear. He was actor on Bold and the Beautiful. How I Met Your Mother. Tosh.0.
Okay, all right. Enough.
I mean,
Alan Thicke.
the guy's been around. Fuller House.
But he's known for
being
the dad on Growing Pains, right?
Something Seaver. I forgot what his first name was.
It was not Tom.
No, and I wanted to say Mike Seaver, but was that Kirk Cameron's character's name, or was that the dad's name?
We'll never know. John says Chandler is way too young to know what Growing Pains is. Chandler doesn't know a TV show that's on right now. There's no way he knows what Growing Pains is. Although I will say Chandler is an old soul.
He is.
He'll surprise you.
He will surprise you with his knowledge of music.
With some old stuff.
And I take pride in that. He was in some sort of commercial.
Oh, yeah, probably so. Yeah. Oh, well, I feel like he was on one where he talked about consult your doctors.
Yes.
Yes. All right. That's exactly
it. That's it. For CCS Medical, which is a distributor of home delivery.
Exactly where I've seen this guy. That's exactly where I've seen this guy.
So Shirley, he's like, is that, everybody else is like, is that the guy from Growing Pains, Married with Children, all these other shows? Chandler's like, that's the guy from the infomercial.
That's the guy from the infomercial.
Jason
I'd wake up at like 3 or 4 in the morning and I'd be like, who is that guy? And sure enough, it was Alan Thicke. I want to see Alan Thicke so bad.
Okay, here we go. Thicke had a successful career as a TV theme song composer, often collaborating with his then wife, which included themes to the popular sitcoms Different Strokes and Facts of Life. But he did not sing the theme song to Three's Company, but he said he did it in a couple of TV interviews, which is why I thought that he had done it. So, and you're right, it's the other Ray Charles, is that guy that sang the theme song.
It wasn't the Ray Charles?
No, not the Ray Charles.
It was the other. In fact, his first name was Other Ray Charles. Troy says Facts of Life and Silver Spoons, greatest shows of the 80s.
Silver Spoons was good. I wouldn't call it the greatest show of the 80s, but it was a good one.
We'll have that argument coming up Thursday right here on Pirate Radio Live, along with Kevin Monroe, Touchdown, Tony Collins, and more. We'll get you ready for ECU and Cincinnati and play those interviews. Instead, we started to do trivia and Alan Thicke talk.
And I enjoyed every single bit of it.
I did too, because
and I'm so glad I figured out where I knew where Alan Thicke was from.
We figured out a lot of stuff today. We answered a lot of questions.
It was a distributor for diabetes medical supplies.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he found
his most famous credit.
That's where Chandler figured out who Alan Thicke was.
All right. I enjoyed it, people.
That's fantastic.
We will see you Thursday, 3 o'clock on an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. For Sure and Chan, I'm Clip. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGH